I'm JP. Welcome to the Trading Show. We got my man Dave back. Hello. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm back. Perfect day to be back, you know. Bitcoin, 67K. I'm wearing my life. What is this called? The Bitcoin's on life alert.
Heartbeat monitor,
yeah,
lifeline.
Heartbeat monitor, yeah. Life support, life alert. My brain is scrambled. I'm back. I'm happy to be back. I'm excited. I missed you guys. The cancer is back, as one person here said. He also said he can't get rid of cancer. So, hey, Rob, how you doing?
Hey, I've been demoted to this chair.
Yeah, you would surprised how much I had to move the chair down on mine. My man over here calls himself Big Rob. He's a little short. Also, to start the show off, you know, there was a couple people that asked me for stuff, and well, there was one strange request. One person asked me, said, the biggest sausage you can find.
I didn't say biggest sausage.
You definitely said that. You said, I want a big sausage. And at first I was like, is he trying to hit on me or what's going on? And so I found you one, and I actually got TSA flagged me because this was in my laptop bag. And when they scanned the x-ray.
You put it in your checked luggage, bro.
It was the funniest shit ever. My kids are standing there and they see this big, massive, what is that? Like a 2-inch diameter, 10-inch sausage in there, and it looked bad. Anyways, this is for you, my friend. Here's the sausage you requested. I hope you enjoy it thoroughly.
It's kind of a sausage. Okay. Yeah. Take it.
You're welcome.
He asked me to bring him something back from Spain. I'm like, Spain got the best sausages out there, bro.
Yeah.
The dried chorizo.
Yep. That's real dry.
Okay.
He's got a seborrheic dermatitis on that thing. Anyways, let's get into the charts. Bitcoin, $67,771. I was in the chat on, what was it, JP? Sunday or Saturday?
One of those days.
One of those days. I said I was in a short. And in great David fashion, you know, he took his profits, but he took them way too early. And I missed a complete move to the downside on Bitcoin. It was something we were kind of expecting. I did get into a scalp long from around 67.5 up to about 69.5 up to about 70K. I think I scalped like 180, 200 bucks. And then I got out right when Bitcoin crossed 71,000 or 70,000. Yeah, it was 70,000 or 71,000. I forget. No, it was 70.5 up to 71K. That's what it was. And then now we've seen this big downturn in Bitcoin. We did have some economic data that came out. When you look at the Bitcoin weekly chart, we're pretty far from our cloud here. Where are we at? We're about 48% deviated from the bottom end of our cloud. You can see the cloud is getting thicker, meaning the volatility to the downside continues to expand. Our first red X on a weekly candle here since back in the week of October 27th. And what did Bitcoin do after that? Well, Bitcoin fell about 45%. We're going to see something similar. We are approaching the 200 MA here on Bitcoin at around 61,830. I want to ask you guys, are we closer to a bottom, or do you guys think we get down and dip into the high 50s?
I believe we're closer to a bottom. I mean, we're close to a key level right around 66,000 for Bitcoin. If you look on the daily time frame, we're pretty close. I mean, we're back. We got accepted into the previous range that we were in for a few months, you know, right from like February until about April, that range between 64,000 and about 75,000. We've been in that range. We got reaccepted into that range. We've already lost the value area high. We're now heading to the POC. We literally just about touched the POC of the entire range. That is 66,800. I'm expecting that to be a potential bounce or consolidation zone for Bitcoin. Highly unlikely we just lose it all, in my opinion, all the way down to about to the 50s right now.
What do you think, Rob?
I mean, it depends on what you consider, you know, bottom, right? And so, are we going to get any lower than 67,000 ever? The answer is no. And so the cycle.
Wait, did you say we're never going to go on the 67?
No, I'm saying if your question is this a bottom? Are we never going to see a lower price? The answer is no.
Gotcha.
Now, do we bounce here temporarily? Sure. And, you know, we keep dismissing this last cycle as like, hey, well, there's no more 4-year cycles. Like, at some point, you got to be like, okay, are we going to see another 4-year cycle, or is it not going to? Like, I mean, this is last year. I mean, just from the macro perspective, down from 8,000 up to 63, down to 30,000, pulled back at 50%, up another, 100%, and then down 70%. You look where we're at now, it's not that much different, dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different it's a different, it's different variables, but it's kind of the same thing from 30,000, up, you got two runs here. Ultimately, you're stair stepping up, but all-time high, 120, 120. That's a 4x away from where we started this thing, and we're seeing pullbacks. I mean, from 120 to 65 currently. I mean, down to 64, 61 was our low here. That's a 50% drop, and so we're seeing these big swings. And so the idea that this 4-year cycle thing is dead, we're in the middle of one. And unless it gets invalidated and we completely reverse, then I mean, you can't. At some point, you can't ignore it. Like, it's just where we're at. And then you look back. I mean, then you got 2018. It's a similar kind of structure here. You start out at 1,000, you peak out at 20,000. I mean, things might not be as dramatic. We're not 20xing the bottom to the top on this cycle. And so it's diminished returns. The same thing here. We went from 8,000 to 60,000. So, that's a 7x there. So diminishing returns. But the structure, the overall moves are consistent, right? You get these big parabolic run-ups, maybe not quite as to the same ratio as before, but this is where we're at. And then, if you look at what we're seeing, and it's just basic TA 101 on a bear market move. You got obvious bear flags off of a top. You're trying to find a bottom. And that's just really, like, if you're just hyper bullish on Bitcoin and you think that everyone's going to use it and the banks are going to roll out with it and tomorrow it's going to replace the dollar, like, that's not going to happen. I mean, maybe eventually it does, but in the meantime, you just got to follow the history and the charts. And history says we should get a measured move or something comparable to it at least. Maybe not quite the measured move, right? And you're going to 40,000, somewhere between 40 and 50,000. And so that's ultimately the direction we're going. And until these bull flags lose momentum and you chop sideways after a drop, that historically means more drops, right? And you'll see that once you stop seeing this and you start seeing this on the macro, that's when you get out of this bearish trend. And once again, you go back to history and you'll see that's exactly what happens. And you can see here the last cycle, you can see these are, your bear flags that are going up. This one rounds out sideways, right? And so for me, I'm just a historical chart kind of guy.
Yeah.
And so for me, this is what we've seen time and time again when we're trying to find a bottom for Bitcoin. And it's these typical bull flags that are trending up. Here we saw a rounding out bottom, more or less. Here we just had upside down Bart Simpson, and that was the end of the bull market. The end of the bear market, excuse me. We saw the same thing back in 2018, and you can see here, once again, here's your bear flags, up. Then you had a sideways. Now we did get one more pullback, but you can see that we consolidated sideways, and these bear flags ended. And so in closing, to answer your question, the bottom is not in until the bear flags stop being bear flags and we consolidate sideways.
I agree. And I want to show you something interesting here, but also just want to shout out the community real quick. We love the community. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. They are excited out there. And let me especially shout out Jesse. He says, the legend JP after an 8-hour stream. Most fun stream ever. I'm glad you guys are having fun. I'm glad you're here at the morning show. We're going to help you out with the market direction. But to your point, Rob, let me show you exactly what you're talking about here, the cycles, right? But let's look at it in a time perspective, like a number of days. So this is a chart somebody put together here on TradingView that is shareable. And it shows the cycles in Bitcoin, bull markets, bear markets. This was the bull market right here. That bottom right there, 1122. There's a high, 120. 122K right there. And then we officially entered, what could be the bear market right now. We're in the bear market. And these bear markets, you can see this red here, that's the previous bear market, bull market, bear market. You see the bull markets are longer than the bear market, right? So like 3-year bull market, 1-year bear market. This is the cycle history from Bitcoin ever since way back here, So the bull market generally is about 1,064 days. And look at that, 1,064 days. Oop. Don't do that. Control Z. Look, like to the T, 1,064 days, like 3 cycles in a row. Look at that. We go back here. I think this one might have been a little different. That one was like 7 or 42. But we've been pretty much to a T, about 1,064 days for a bull market, and about, you see here, it says 378 days for a bear market, 364 days for a bear market, 406 days for a bear market. You see the pattern,
so
right?
Where's our 300 day? When is the bear market over? That's
Exactly.
You already know. That's what we want to hear.
October.
That's the question right there. So let's do it. 300 and there you go, 78 days right there. That's November, basically. So October, November, end of this year, it lines up. So I can see Bitcoin going lower, but at a certain point, we may start just kind of, maybe bottoming out. You see right here, the bearish consolidation, one more drop, start bottoming out a little bit. Big drop, start bottoming out a little bit. We may have that one more drop coming. So I agree with you. I think we're at a local bottom. I find it hard to believe that we don't at least consolidate here, at least bearishly, right? Bearish consolidation where we are now. Maybe one more drop down to like 50K.
Well, look
40K?
Look at those previous bear markets, though.
Yeah.
What you see is these giant red macro days, right? So you see that you get these big pullbacks, which are ultimately like 50%. Now, usually the 50% pullbacks coincide with exchanges blowing up, some kind of protocol happening, China banning Bitcoin. So I don't know if we're going to get that narrative push. Maybe it's something like sailor selling. Maybe that accelerates. It doesn't. I don't believe that to be the case. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's more of a FUD narrative. But I mean, you would expect for a 50% drawdown for these big red candles to coincide with some macro news that is ultimately tying into Bitcoin's dead kind of narrative. Yeah. And so I'm on the table. I got it on the table, man. I got it on the table for those big moves, right? Because we haven't seen the big flush out. We haven't seen the puke on yourself drawdowns, right? And every cycle previously, we've seen chop sideways, bear flag, lose a little bit, chop sideways, bear flag, look like we're going to bounce back. And then we get this big flushing out. And so if it were to repeat previous cycles, you should see a big flushing out. But as mentioned, those did coincide with the immaturity of the markets. And basically, you had greedy companies and irresponsible companies with both security management and also just theft. And those things ultimately blew up, and it caused immense downside sell pressure. Now, are the markets mature enough? Or all of the largest crypto companies out here in a position to not, have we had the crooks and the thieves, to the big ones that are going to explode the market? Are those gone?
Yeah.
You could argue yes, but then again, we've seen mature financial markets like here in the U.S. that operated for 70, 80 years ultimately go belly up in the financial crash and the dot-com bubble. And so just because a market is mature doesn't mean that the biggest players can't implode. And we've seen it in our traditional finance, and we've seen it historically in Bitcoin previous cycles. So to say that that's not possible is a far reach.
Okay.
I am okay. So I got a poll up in the chat. Right, are people looking for longs or shorts? And obviously the macro trend is short, but I think there's a potential long opportunity here. That if we look at the 5-minute here on my PC, what do you guys see?
5-minute time frame. I see what could be a potential inverse head and shoulder.
Definitely inverse. Yeah.
Inverse head and shoulder.
Yep.
We've reclaimed the 21. We bounced off of the 21. You can see here as I stretch out that right shoulder. Right. We got a nice bounce. We got some volume coming in. Green dot. Stokes haven't reset completely. But what I like about this is on these two lows here and here, we had some bull div down here on the RSI, not the stochastic oscillator. And so this would be a very high risk trade. The reason it's very high risk is because you're going against the overall daily macro trend. And so we'd be looking to get in with either higher margin or higher leverage and have a very tight stop loss. So for me, you got two ways of playing this. We can either try to front run the breakout of this right shoulder, which is a lot more riskier, higher chance of you getting stopped out with a tight stop loss, or the entry would be now, and your stop loss would be below this wick here. Okay. Now, could we come back and, ideally you want your wick down here, or you want your stop down there below the base of the head. But if we're going to play a risky, I think we should have a tighter stop loss. I think a more higher probability setup would be to wait for the breakout of the neckline. Probably going to get rejected somewhere up here. We got the cloud plus this little moving average, or the horizontal here I have drawn out myself. Come back, see if that neckline holds. Enter on along there, which will look like something like this. Stop loss below the wick there. And we can take our TP up. Let's see what it looks like at our at our 100 AMA. That would be a 2-to-1 trade, which I would be okay with. Ideally, I like to search for 3-to-1s. If you take it up to the 200 on the 5-minute, you're looking at a 4-to-1 trade setup. And chances are, if you trade like I do, you're probably going to take your profits early. Now, there are days where I definitely miss out on some gains, but there are also days that I bank my profits early and the market goes in the opposite direction, and I'm happy with my decision. And there's definitely days like the other day where I took profits early and Bitcoin continued to dump. It would have been a massive trade for me, but I got it early, still bank profits. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking at on the 5-minute time frame here, unless this thing just completely rolls over. I think, I'm kind of thinking out loud here. I think for me, because of the direction of the market today, I want to wait to see this neckline break. My take, I don't know, maybe we're 30 minutes into this show and this thing, comes up. Maybe it's 15 minutes. Maybe it's now. I don't know. But I want to see a breakout with volume. We'll see if this green dot holds on the 5-minute time frame. We'll see if we can start to get money flow to curve back up. VWAP has already crossed above our midline into positive territory. And then to get a retest of that neckline, enter there on a long, put our stop below the right shoulder low, and then look to take that thing up to the 200 MA what?
I'm just laughing. We got a lot of new people when someone says, "Hey, JP, who's the new guy with the glasses?"
Very true. Very true.
You gotta be kidding me.
I'm the new guy. I'm the new man.
This is the OG, man. This is the OG, the big boss, Big Don, okay? Put some respect on his name.
It's all good, man. You've been killing it, bro. Someone in here said, the Legend JP, after 8-hour stream. Oh, you already read that. There was another one up here. But you've been said JP has been on Rampage lately, making money. Dude is working hard for Sin City. He absolutely is. The guy's a beast. There was one day I was in Spain. I'd log in, he's on, I'd hang out for a little bit, then we'd go do something. 2 hours later, my God, let me see the numbers on the stream. He's still live. I pop in for like 20 minutes, then we go eat. I'm like, all right, he's definitely done. Let me see the numbers. It's fucking guy's live still. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
I can't stop, man. I don't know what I'm doing. I never plan it. I never plan it, and it feels like I'm doing 2 hours, but I'm doing 9.
That's how you know you love something, right? When you just you just keep doing it. And next thing you know, you've done it for 10 hours. And you're having a good time. And so 100% agree with what, I forget the name of that person's handle, but
Jesse, I believe.
No, it was LT2330.
Okay.
So 100% agree with what you're saying, man. And I'm excited to be back. Looks like Bitcoin is going to, yeah, it's just gonna, I mean, it's so hard to try to scalp along.
It's tough environment right now, dude.
I mean, I'm hoping no one got in on try to firm on that right shoulder.
If you look at the 4 hour, it's pretty telling, and something to kind of like take a glance at on the 4 hour here. You got all right. So I want to see when we came into this because we fell down, right? We fell down off of this bull flag. We had the big drawdown. Or excuse me, the bear flag. Ultimately, you had one of these numbers here, and we came down. But something to keep an eye out for is when you have these initial dumps, where did the liquidity initially drop down to? Because that's usually a point until you officially put in a bottom. That's a point that is going to get hunted out, right? It's almost like a magnet. It pulls price down to that. And what number is that? Well, it's a big psychological number. It is 60,000. So we came down. This was back in February. So this was quite some time ago. We went down, hit 60K briefly, and then bounced back immediately. And, I got a couple big support lines or trend lines here, or support lines here that we bounced off. I mean, they weren't direct touches, but I mean, you can see that we respected that. We did drop underneath it briefly, but this zone here is what is 65.4, 65.5. And I would expect if we're going to see a bounce, perhaps right there. Now, you could make an argument this is a massive drawdown, so the likelihood of seeing a bounce prior to this is likely, and will we continue straight down to this point? That's to be seen, but it's something that you should keep in the realm of possibility. You should say like, hey, there's some real likelihood that will come down, and that's just off of the 4 hour. And then, as mentioned, kind of at the beginning of that was. The next one after that will be 60,000. And I mean, you could say, Rob, these are very, very basic psychological numbers, which they are, but these are very recent historical numbers. And so we've found this as support many times over the last time we came into this price range. And well, we wicked down here. So I would expect us to go down there again. If history kind of plays out, you should probably see one of these numbers, and then down to here would be my guess. And so that's a potential area for a bottom and a reversal down there, but I'd be very careful and taking macro longs.
I mean,
just for that, but now the shorts are a different story, right? You go into the shorter time frame, and it's a whole different game. We know we're going to see some opportunities for some longs here on the short term, and so this. I mean, you don't get this. Especially not for Bitcoin. You're going to get an opportunity to make some money to the upside. You just got to figure out when. And if you would have been trying to trade any longs over the last 48 hours, you have just been crucified, man. There's just no opportunity. The only time you've had a position for a long was from 70,600 to 71.4. And so, I mean, the most smallest opportunity to make a long there, I'm not trying to say don't go for longs. I'm just saying that it's going to be, you better be damn sure you better be damn sure you got a short stop loss, because, right now we got a lot of momentum to the downside. And then also, the altcoins are acting funny, right? And look at Zcash. Zcash right now is doing the opposite of Bitcoin. This is also something we saw earlier in the year, back in January, when Zcash was on a straight tear. Bitcoin was dropping. Bitcoin lost 100 grand. Bitcoin was off of its all-time highs, and it was tumbling. And what did we see out of Zcash? It was the reversal. It was the opposite, right? Now, we got some very bullish patterns here. You can say this is a double bottom, a large cup and handle. Either way, we got rounding out bottoms here. Just from a macro point of view, you can see that the structure across the board is ultimately bullish. We're not seeing any of these, right? And so I know last week I was kind of talking about like, hey, what's a good indicator of a macro? It's just basically a lot of rounding out bottoms, and you're not seeing a lot of the opposite. It's always a pretty good time to look at the chart for long, and there's a lot of room to go. And so if you look at Zcash on the macro chart, it's definitely we'll pull up the daily. You can see that it's definitely got some more room to run here. And so I just want to throw out Zcash, but I'll send it back over to you guys. Just kind of my thoughts on Bitcoin and
look at Zcash versus Bitcoin. Since I don't know, let's just say it got a bounce off of the 200 here. This was back in April. It's up 122% against Bitcoin.
Wow.
So, Zcash is something, privacy is something kind of Rob's talked about. I've talked more on the AI side. Venice has been doing fine. BitTensor, honestly, I haven't even looked at a BitTensor chart in a while, but I can take a look at that real quick. And then, JP, I'm going to come to you. Take a look at some liquidity on Bitcoin.
Sure.
I'm seeing where we're at. But, yeah, Tau at $240.
Yeah, I saw it spilling over.
Yeah, this is definitely, if you, for me personally, you guys know this is my largest holding. I have not sold a single one. If we get an entry below $220, I'll buy again. I'll add to my stack. But this is if you're gonna hold spot, make sure you have some. You believe in it, right? And so for me, Tau is one of those coins that I believe in. As Bitcoin is dropping, good thing we didn't get into that 15-minute, another yellow X.
Yeah.
Look at all these yellow X's. And if you have market cipher, these mean that there are large manipulation, buys, sells, order book spoofs. And are we going to take out this low here at 76,000 even? If we do, and we start seeing volume climb back up, I'll be looking to short on a retest. Even on the lower time frames, medium to high time frames, I'm curious the casino.
Yeah.
It has that little table on the left side where it tells you the different time frames.
And Bitcoin's dropping, man. We're seeing Bitcoin spill off again. The bottom here earlier this morning was 66,900. Double bottom here. This looked like a good reversal, but came out of this pattern a little too aggressively and starting to spill off. I would expect it to come back down and retest this 66.9 range. So something to keep an eye out for during the show.
So I'll show you the only really bullish case I see potentially for Bitcoin. It's always a bullish, always a bearish case. I'll draw this right here. And that was a previous resistance. Now could be support. If it SR flips right there, you got low Stokes, a green dot. Look at the bullish divergence from right here to right there. You see it both on the stochastics and on market cipher B. So you could get a bounce there. And the fact that we're also just in range of the 200 MA, the yellow line, just the simple fact that we're in range of it, it could take another attack at it. Tried to right here, didn't even touch it, kind of front run rejection. Does it go for another try? It is in range to try, but once you lose this white line right here and get accepted back into the range, it looks less likely.
That wick there, by the way, was a 786 bounce from that second bottom there on that W.
The wick, which one?
Right here. If you swap over to my, swap it over my PC. Drew a
Okay.
fit from 67.073 up to the high here, where that 200 was on the 1 minute, and look at that 76.
Oh man, yeah, and there you go. That's more confluence for a potential bounce. Not saying that it will. I'm just saying this bear div. You got a Fibonacci retracement there. You're in range. It could be a SR flip zone. Highly speculative. Highly speculative. I wouldn't do it. And that technically is a bull flag right now. That is a bull flag coming down. It's trending down. When you're trending down slowly like that, you usually break up. You break up out of that pattern unless we're bearish enough to go down. And obviously the sentiment is there. Everyone is bearish. We have the liquidity. I'll show you the liquidity. You asked for it. Here's the 5-minute time frame for Bitcoin. It looks like we just got into like a new range of liquidity. Let me back up a little bit because I think last night when we were streaming, we got into here, right? When is that? No, that's way back. 5 minute. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, June 1st. Yeah, last night. So there was a big batch between 72 to 68. And then a little bit of a gap there. We went through the gap and got into the new liquidity around 67,006. And this goes all the way down to 63,007. And there's some hot liquidity at 64,759. So liquidity still favors the downside. I don't see hardly any upside liquidity. I got to zoom all the way out. 74,003. Seriously? That's the closest, liquidity really on my chart. Yeah, this is the 5-minute time frame. I mean, you could zoom all the way out and see that, the real top side liquidity up there. But yeah, it's getting hotter and hotter to the downside. That tells me that some people may be still, trying to long it, speculating long like we are kind of a little bit here, at least flirting with the idea. Some people may be going hard trying to catch a bottom. So just something to be aware of. Hot liquidity, 64,007. All right. Get back to that Bitcoin chart on TradingView here. We'll see what happens. Bitcoin will tell us what it wants to do, but it could potentially break from here. I see the stochastic starting to go a little bit high right here with little move on price. Usually that's pretty bearish. We'll see what happens. I mean, the default case is lower. This is a bearish trend on the small time frames, medium time frames, high time frames, almost every high time frame. How is the casino looking, God King?
Demand's about to roll over. It was at negative 381, and right now we're sitting at negative 127. But I'm just watching it, waiting for a pull to the downside.
Yeah, I think it's coming.
It's rolling over. It's rolling over.
Yeah,
and look at the trend time frames. I think that's what you was talking about.
Yeah.
And a bunch of buys coming in there. We'll see if it persists.
They're trying.
There's some big buys coming in. I see $1 million buys coming in. Interesting.
I gotta say, the Zcash is doing is making some crazy.
It was just
moves,
at $600.
Man,
Dude.
I forgot to tell y'all there was a little setup on Zcash.
Dude,
if you look at my screen,
Late now, jeez.
if you look at my screen real quick, I was just about to show you this. I'm sorry. That was tight
This
consolidation right there.
thing
Only
is-
1 minute time frame, but man, Zcash is ripping. I'm in an oil long too. I'm about to probably close it out. I got in pretty low when it got past. It was a Sammy special in a 1 minute, I believe, for oil. I should still be in profit, but
You got any trades open?
starting to roll over. I do have
Besides
trades
oil?
open. Yeah, I have the oil, and then I got into a very speculative SWE long, man. Bad idea. I would not recommend that. And I'm also in the gold. I would not recommend. I got out of the oil trade, by the way.
He's like, "What trades you got in?" He's like, "Oh, never mind."
Yeah. Do not do this. Do not be down $800 on a SWE long. I try to get this cross here. I'm about to cut this off. Do not copy this trade. Highly speculative. So all I'm in is a sweet potential long, and this could come up. Bitcoin gets a little move. This could get up and get into profit very quickly. I do not recommend it. Can't say it
on
enough
the bottom
times.
side of the bottom side of the moving average.
And I'm in the
there.
gold. I'm in that gold swing long on the daily time frame. I'm in drawdown right now, but
I
it is
like that long there.
yeah, but it's okay because you can't see it on here. I got to go to TradingView. I mean, look at gold on the daily time frame. Daily time frame. Yeah, I'm in this trade. I put this out to the Zen trading zone. Now in down draw, but that's okay. With a daily swing trade, being in down draw is pretty normal. So just kind of being patient on that one. I wonder what gold is doing on a very short term right now because it dumped last night. It kind of pumped a little bit and then it dumped hard. Look at that action on gold.
Any bull div there?
Look at
In
that.
low?
Bull div, not really. No bull div, no bull div. But look at this interesting price action on gold. I was shorting that last night. I got stopped out. It looked like a bear flag rolling over, right? But then look at this high volatility, just kind of a diamond pattern, just all over the place. And then price just skyrocketed and then just turned right back around and now dumping again. But I think it still looks good for a daily. You know, we'll see what happens on a daily. Oil. Let me look at a small time frame on that.
We just got a blood diamond flash on the 1 minute for Bitcoin.
For Bitcoin, let's see.
With high Stokes rolling over.
Okay. Let me see here.
We go down and test 67,000 again. I think so.
What does a short look like on that trade?
From there to
the BTC right here.
Yeah,
69.95 is where.
If I was to trade this right now, let's see.
This is a 4.5 to 3 to 1. This is
We'll look at a higher time frame here. Like for example, maybe this 15-minute. This could be a descender, and I was kind of weighing that idea right there. We'll do some type of.
I don't think I'm gonna get my
like
entry 67612. I'm looking to set up a trade right now 67612. This is gonna be a Bitcoin short if I can get in. Doesn't look like I will get in,
I like that.
but we'll see.
Yeah, that's high Stokes, red money flow. Should give you a red dot
I'm
soon.
telling you, I would not be surprised to see a big spill off and get a spooky red candle to the downside. Remember we were talking about this yesterday? We haven't seen those giant red wicks, those liquidation wicks on the pullbacks, and which is strange for Bitcoin, right? When Bitcoin loses, big psychological numbers like 70,000, when we lost, it was at 80,000 before we got into that big wick. So we lost the big bear flag. We went wicked all the way down to 60,000, had massive liquidations. And we've seen that over and over again as price tumbles, and you go into a new price new price category, right? 60,000, and I'm just surprised I haven't seen a big red wick to the downside. Not to say that we have to get one, but it's been typical for Bitcoin to put one of those in, and haven't seen it yet.
There may be one on some time frame. Let's see. Big old red wick. I mean, big old red candle if you like that. Look at that 10-hour time frame. That is insane. That is so extended. Wow.
You know what? Solana's been getting destroyed too.
Yeah, we were looking at that yesterday.
What is it? Crushed. Solana on like the daily or the weekly?
Solana and Cardano are both.
Cardano is gone.
RIP.
Yeah, Cardano is. I mean, they had to cancel their yearly Cardano summit because they couldn't get enough votes to raise the money from the treasury.
Dude, Cardano on the market cap list. This was right there at number 10, hanging out. Competing with Doge, and obviously it was within the top 10 at one point. Last bull market, or 2021 bull market, we saw it as high as like 5 or 6, and so it hung out most of this bear market move right from the top. It hung out around number 10 on market cap list. It has slipped. It has lost to Zcash. It has lost to Leo. And you know what? Stellar yesterday had it flipped, but Stellar's seen a 12% pullback in the last 24 hours.
Pull to the downside.
And
Pull to
so
the downside.
No,
yeah.
upside.
Upside?
Downside.
Downside.
Really? Because Bitcoin's.
Can we see it real quick? Because Zeno. Yeah, official pull. That makes sense. You can see at the bottom right, the man was curving over, and so now official pull to the downside. This should start going down.
I mean, Bitcoin just had. Bitcoin just.
Oh, they took it away.
Yeah, you see the buys coming in. They were coming in real time.
Yeah.
See all those buys down there? Man, everything. But
Yeah, because the 1 minute's trying to reclaim the 21 right now.
Yeah.
And see if we had any. No bull div there. I don't know. Are you guys feeling a short here on a retest?
A retest of what pattern?
Of the 21. We just, we closed above the 21 on the 1 minute.
Close above the 21. Are you talking about a long?
No. I'm talking about getting into a short
Yeah, but what pattern are you retesting here? Retesting the moving average?
Well, the 21, just like we broke above here, and then we came right back down and spilled.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because we're seeing warning signs flashing everywhere.
Yeah, played a rejection, and oil's starting to pump again here. Yeah, I had a really tight stop loss, so I got taken out in profit on my oil trade. But you got a low Stokes green dot on oil right now. I'm not in love with the structure, got to be honest. But it is in a bullish trend. So oil runs a Bitcoin usually
Dumps.
Yeah.
We had some. Did you go over the jobs numbers yet? We had
Not
some
yet,
macro
not
data
yet.
that came out
Nope.
that I think is going to cause a lot more confusion in the market than anything, because typically when you see jobs numbers this poor, the Fed will usually cut rates, but because inflation's high, they can't really cut rates, and this is kind of what we call stagflation, what we saw in the late 70s and early 80s, where Paul Volcker had to hike the rates up to 20%, 18, 20%, destroyed the stock market, but it's what the markets needed. So we're going to see something similar. New Fed chair. When's the next meeting, by the way? Does anyone know off the top of their head when the next Fed meeting is?
I don't know.
Let's take a peek.
To find out.
Next Fed meeting is in 15 days, June 17th. And we're at 98% for a pause. So nothing burger. We'll see. It's Kevin Warsh's first meeting as a Fed chair. How much sway will he have? We'll see. But those jobs numbers, do you have them pulled up or no?
It's almost like
I do have them pulled up.
It's almost like it's a wait and see market right now, right? I mean, there's so much uncertainty between Iran. I feel like the Fed's just going to sit on their hands, and it's not because of Kevin Warsh. I think it's just the committee that has been in there is going to stay the course. Now they got a new Fed chair over here influencing decision. There's they're trying to reformulate how they calculate CPI yet again. And what it seems like they're trying to do is manipulate CPI data or manipulate interest rates or manipulate what inflation looks like. And that may give them cause to cut rates if it can come out looking a little bit more favorable. So that is that's what we're expecting out of the new Fed chair is, hey, let's look at CPI in a different light so that way it doesn't look as bad. And, well, here we are. Inflation is not as bad as we once thought it was going to be, which is going to be a facade like normal. And then from there, that gives us the pretext to cut rates. And so I think that's ultimately what they're attempting to do. They're just trying to fit a narrative, right? They're trying to fit the narrative that things aren't as bad. And so did you hear that Donald Trump was on the phone with Netanyahu and called him
Crazy.
Idiot and crazy and...
Real quick, just because I just got into a short. I fucked up on my margin. I was trying to put in more, but I don't even know. I'm in for half a Bitcoin. My stop, I know. I was
For a short?
For a short, yeah. I got in at a 21 again. I think this thing's going to roll over, guys. 21 retest, same idea. We broke above, fell, broke above, fell, broke above, fell. A little bit of consolidation here. I do think Bitcoin rolls over. So my entry was 67,481, stop loss at 67,617, which is above this wick here. And my TP is at that 67K bottom. This is risking $65 to make 214.
Oh, nice.
I wanted to get in with more size, but by the time I went to adjust it, it filled. So it is what it is. Whatever. I'll take the $200 if it hits TP.
Okay.
A little more high risk. This could be a little bit of a bottom here. Same idea here. We had that double bottom at 67K. Could this be a double bottom here and we see a push to the upside? Maybe, but everything is just flashing Bitcoin going down. I mean, you got a baby blood diamond on a green candle. You got Stokes that are kind of in the middle, so not really too high or too low for any one move. You have that blood diamond that hasn't really played out yet. You got a blood diamond. So we've had a lot of flashing short signals for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a front run here. We'll see if the 21, we're just continuing to pump up to the 21, get rejected. And as we see a big pump there approaching the 100-day moving average on Bitcoin. Super high risk, but I guess if it doesn't play out, then good thing I only put in small margin. But here's another scenario where we broke above the 21, where we get it rejected again with a big red candle. There's just a lot of volatility, man, in Bitcoin. Seriously. And so, yeah. But anyways, I just,
I think we need somewhat of a top-down analysis whenever you're ready. I could do
Okay,
a
go
speed
ahead.
one. I don't want to waste too much time.
Don't do it thorough, man.
Do it thorough. People
Don't
wanna
short
know.
sell. Don't short sell us, bro.
We've talked about, like, can we just get like the jobs numbers?
Yeah,
You had them and I cut you off. Just show
okay.
that real quick and then
all
go
right,
into
let's
the
show that. Yeah, so we did have an orange folder. I didn't see it at first because I usually only look at red folders, but orange folder, a JOLTS jobs openings right here on Forex Factory. It was forecast for 6.87 million. But the actual was 7.62 million. So better than expected, higher, right? Higher job openings, more job openings, which is, strong for the economy. But the question is,
It's not strong for the economy.
the question is it good for risk on assets? So I'm getting a mixed bag with that.
Hold
So
on, it's not strong for the economy though.
Is it?
Job openings is a bad thing.
Well, that's not what.
Well, I mean,
The thing
you
is, I'm
think
doing
about
Economic- in terms of economic
it
data.
it may be strong for the dollar, maybe strong for the, but not for risk on assets.
I guess it depends on unemployment.
All right. So I was doing a deep dive here on ChatGPT because myself, like, just because a number is higher and even if it says better than expected, doesn't mean it's good, necessarily.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, for example, inflation. You don't want higher inflation.
Correct.
Right.
But higher
yeah.
inflation is good for commodities, right? And so if we're looking at inflation as far as how does that affect our markets that we're trading, ultimately it's a good thing. Now we don't want inflation from a personal standpoint, but so it just depends on what lens you're looking at.
So check this out. I mean, AI can be wrong, but I was trying to get an analysis on this before we even talked about this. And they said that, what does it mean? Generally, more available jobs. So if it's higher, more available jobs, a stronger labor market, employers are looking to hire more workers, and it can indicate economic strength, right? But is it good for risk on assets? That's what I asked. Good for risk on? Not necessarily. So for today's market, a higher than expected JOLTS number is usually slightly bearish for risk assets like stocks, cryptos, The logic is higher JOLTS is stronger labor market, less pressure on the Fed to cut rates. So less chance of a rate cut, right? Higher for longer interest rates, liquidity expectations decrease, and risk assets may sell off. So it's a mixed bag there, right? Maybe good for, more jobs sounds good for the economy. I don't know. I'm not an economist. But,
what's behind the new jobs?
Prices.
Is it new jobs because people got laid off, or is it new jobs that were created because of an AI sector, because of the demand for data centers to be built, because of infrastructure and energy, and so there could be a lot behind that as well.
Yeah. I don't know. Once again, I'm not an economist, but to me, it seems like it's good for the economy and bad for risk on assets. But, we'll see. Bitcoin getting a little bit of a push here. Very interesting volatile price action today. We need that top-down analysis, and I need to reset my mind here. Laura, can you make it zen, please? Come on, Dave. Free your mind, man. Slow your
I
breathing.
fear if I close my eyes, I'm gonna fall asleep because my time change does not come into play. So it's But.
All right, so a lot going on in Bitcoin. Let's do a quick top-down analysis right here and see what's really happening. We could be
Got stopped out.
it's all good. We could be panicking here. We may be trying to find opportunity too early. I hopped in a sweet long, way jumping the gun. I know a lot of other people are trying to catch falling knives. Some people are trying to short what could be the bottom. Let's just reset everything. Everybody reset, and let's do a top-down analysis and really figure out what's happening here. So we have a monthly time frame here for Bitcoin. We just had a monthly candle close on Sunday. We had the weekly candle close, monthly, and a daily. It was a big day on Sunday. So that's how the monthly close right there. That is a rejection candle. Rejection just short of the 9 MA. I added a new moving average, by the way, Dave. The 9 MA. My brother put me onto that. It's the shortest MA on my chart, and it kind of gives you early warnings of rejections. So we have a rejection candle on the monthly, but it didn't engulf anything, right? It didn't engulf this candle, but it did reject. So now we have a new monthly candle, and so far it's kind of finishing the job that this previous candle did, right? started going down and kind of almost engulfed this here. But it's early in the month, guys. It's very early. We have like 28 days in the month left. This can look completely different at the end. You know, it could be way more bearish, or, you know, maybe
Could that
even
be a bear flag rolling over, though?
that's what it looks like. That's exactly what it looks like on a monthly time frame and a lot of time frames. So all I'm saying is that this monthly candle is very immature. That's all I'm saying. Very immature, but it is very bearish. Very bearish.
Baby, it's only 2 days old.
It's very bearish. And this can get really bad, man. Well, for long positions, right? I'm trying to remain neutral here. So very bearish monthly candle. We have low stochastics, could roll over, technically still green money flow. All right, let's go to the weekly time frame now. Weekly time frame, we closed that weekly candle on Sunday, and that this red candle right here. Pretty bearish, nothing extreme. We did lose the 21 of May, and this current weekly candle, once again, very immature, just 5 days so far, has, pretty much, that's damn near capitulation right there, I would say. That's a big candle. What is the percentage there? 8%. 8% on the weekly candle down.
And the week just opened?
And it's like Tuesday, right?
No.
A day. It's just Tuesday. So, but once again, a little bit immature. We'll see what happens here. There is a possibility from a macro standpoint. You may see it better on a daily that
It looked so bullish, though, right? Double bottom.
Almost bullish,
we
yeah.
broke above the 21. We closed above the 21. We saw positive price action at the 21, and then just a complete rollover. You had that engulfing red candle there. Then we broke below the 21. Then we had that cross, and then that's over.
Yeah, so yeah, potentially. I mean, why I said I think we're closer to a bottom than you may think is because, I mean, look to the left. You know, we put in a huge double bottom right there, right? A little mini double bottom. This could be an even larger double bottom. Imagine we kind of get a bounce here, and you notice that blue line going across the screen. That is the point of control of the range, the most high volume, most traded area on this chart. Okay, so they're likely will be a lot of trading activity. People looking to long here, people looking to short, people just buying, just transactions happening. You dump really hard when there's a low volume gap, and low volume gap we fell through was right here. Really, that low volume gap, this little low volume gap right there. You see the big low volume gap under us, right? So if we do lose it, we really lose it. Yeah. But right now we are at a high volume node, a point of control of the range. There's a good chance that we kind of either chop around or put in a double bottom here. Just an idea. It always can go lower though. As far as the stochastics, very high, red dot, very bearish across the board on the indicators. Indicators bearish, candles bearish, extreme bear. But I talked about market cycles. I talk about this a lot. When you get extremely bearish and everybody agree that we're bearish, that's usually when you start curving a little bit, when you start to see the bullish opportunity. So just be careful being too bearish. All right. Let's go to another time frame now. Daily time frame. Man.
Bitcoin's above its 200 MA on the 1 minute, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah, real quick. I was just looking at the
No way.
I was looking at
And
the
had a pull to the upside.
yeah.
Show us the casino right now. Right now. Cut this analysis for a second.
Yeah, we'll get right back to it here in a second.
We'll get that.
Definitely.
Buy orders coming in, pull to the upside.
Although I'd be very careful because we're at this point of control here, this very interesting line here. Yeah. So was support, didn't quite get here, but we traded right there on their resistance. We're here again. Pretty big move.
What is that yellow line at 21?
No, that's the 200 on the 1 minute. So,
wow, ripping.
So I would not be surprised. My opinion is that we're going to find a rejection here. That's what I
rejection at the.
Looks like a W though there on the 1 minute.
I mean, this is the 1 minute, so take a chart with a grain of salt here. It's hard.
Is that your 200, the yellow?
Yeah.
How come mine is above it?
Mine is above it too.
I just got rejected.
I mean,
it could be a smooth. It could be a smooth or EMA.
He's on spot.
Let me
Spot
see.
Coinbase.
That could be it.
Yeah. I'm on 200. Yeah.
He's in the EMA. That's why.
Oh, you see that big dump? Look at that.
Yeah, he's
There
on
it
the
is.
EMA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big rejection right there.
Maybe the absolute great time for sure. I don't know, but let's see.
the casino has been short for like 2,380 minutes.
Damn. Is that a lot?
Yeah, it's like 2 days.
Like, what's the reference point?
Yeah, seriously.
It's like a whole 2 days it's been short.
You got tweezer tops on the 1 minute too.
I'll say this, man. If I had to speculate, if I was a guessing man, I'm not. I would say that, you know, that we put in a local bottom, not the bottom, but a local bottom at that point of control on the daily time frame. That's 66,964. We've just front ran kind of. We statistically hit it. Okay, we've hit it. If I had to guess, if I had to bet, I would say that is somewhat of a bottom for now. You could make a V-shaped recovery, come on up, you know, maybe make a lower high somewhere and then come crashing back down. But for right now, the current dump that started last night,
Yeah.
I would bet
Dude,
that's the bottom for now. Not the bottom of the cycle, but the bottom for now.
I gotta just, I'm just dumbfounded watching Zcash. I've been watching Zcash just obliterate level after level after level. I mean, we started the show, we were under $600, saw the breakout this morning. I was watching it climb over 570, over 590, currently at 622, and it's accelerating 623. Very interesting, especially when you see Bitcoin where it's at, and this brings back recent memories of what we saw with Zcash back in January when Bitcoin was dumping. Keep a close eye on Zcash.
You know, FOMO in?
Not right this moment, but it's 625. Jesus.
And I'll bring this up too, man. I'm still in the
626.
yeah.
This thing is.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm on a daily time frame, and I'm just looking at like this price right here, right before we dumped 76,000 right there, 76,000, and then where we are now around 67,000, and looking at the, you know, that compared to the stochastic RSI, that's bull div right there. You do have a higher low in the stochastics. It's very slight, but that's a big difference, right? In levels there, from 76 to 67. The stochastics is higher. You have a higher low on a stochastic. Now, Market Cipher, you know, says you have lower momentum, you know, so a bit of a disagreement. The regular RSI doesn't have it either. But just saying, a stochastics, our RPM gauge here, does have divergence on the daily. And I'll tell you this, when you start putting in any type of divergence on a daily time frame, that is usually a catalyst for some type of move. Maybe not the move, but some type of move.
Now, since you're on the daily time frame, I know exactly why I cut that. Remember that short trade I said I cut off way too early? It's because that it was, I think we were 2 hours into the new daily candle, and the previous day had that double green dot. And and it just completely went the opposite way.
Can't trust him. You can't trust him.
Yeah.
I'm curious what the 4 hours doing. You know how I feel about the 4 hour time frame. I'm aligned no matter what it says. So we're still technically in that red dot right now, red dot program, but you're getting very, very extended there. Look at the red oversold stochastic and RSI. You could barely see it. You gotta like zoom in. And then we get the blue line crossing the orange line. That's usually the early sign of a reversal right there. The blue line did cross the orange. It can't get no more oversold than that right there. Let's kind of back test this right here and show you what I mean. This blue line crossing the orange line. Oh, you did get a dead cat bounce. Blue line crossing the orange line. Big move up. You know, that's usually the beginning. Blue line crossing the orange line. Big move up. You see what I'm saying? I long these.
Will you go back to the one we're at now?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right there it is. Dead cat bounce on that crossover, and then now here's a second bottom.
Yep. Interesting, eh? Yeah, so 4 hour does not say long yet. I just want to be clear. The 4 hour does not say long, but it does have the early warning sign of a potential long with the stochastics, blue line crossing the orange line. You need some green candles. You need some type of engulfing action here, and you're far from it. You're so far from it, right? We don't even have a nice liquidation wick down. Like Rob says, where's the wick? I see body. That's a big body.
Yeah. I mean, if it was a typical, just using kind of numbers as reference, If we were at 73,000 and we saw a big crash and a liquidation, you should expect to see Bitcoin drop to like 63, 62. Just to put into like perspective, like what a typical liquidation candle or wick would look like. And it would be a big drop. I mean, we're down 10% on the week with Bitcoin, right? So it's a big move, but we still have yet to see that flash crash, that panic where everyone's like, yo, what's going on? You're getting all kinds of push notices from all your exchanges on your phone. I have not seen that yet. And so I'm not to say that has to come, but it's definitely something else.
That's what I was going to ask you. Does it? You think it have to happen?
It doesn't have to, but it's typical. It's typical.
I mean, we had a sick, I don't know, dude. This is a pretty big move here.
Yeah.
Dropping almost 10% in 2 days.
Yeah. But without the flash crash, right?
Rob wants more destruction.
I'm kind of feeling along here, man.
Laura, make it destruction, Laura.
Look at,
You feeling along? Me too, man. And
look at the 1 hour.
I hate to say that my Swedes in profit, man. Like I feel like I'm setting a really bad example. I don't want.
Shame on you.
What am I doing? Just catching falling knives. That's a nice inverted head and shoulder, though. You got to be honest. That's a nice inverted head and shoulder.
Yeah.
I would long that with a stop loss below that right shoulder, and you add a daily bottom, at least for now. You're at the low of the range, inverted head and shoulder on the small time frame. Somehow that trade is working out. I don't know what's going on here. Let me look at, man. And oil looked like it was about to run. Let me just look at that really quick. So sorry.
Are you in a long or a
I was
short
in a long on oil. I made money off it already. I closed out too early. It's still breaking out, actually. I got in on this consolidation right there. Took it up to the second consolidation. And now it's the second consolidation is now breaking out. So I don't know. That's not too hopeful for Bitcoin, I got to say.
What about, guys, what about Hyperliquid?
Just insanity.
Hyperliquid, Zcash, and Venice have been the winners.
I think the altcoins have been the winners, man.
Well, not all the altcoins.
Yeah, definitely not all of them. I mean, the altcoins that the community has been suggesting. Big shout out to the community.
ICP's been running too, huh?
Yeah, ICP. Yeah. But yeah, Hyperliquid. We made a nice scalp off Hype, man. Big shout out to anybody who stayed in that trade that I gave out for Hyperliquid. It was an amazing trade, man. I got out early. I've been taking profit earlier and earlier now. I'm like you, man.
Proud of you, bro.
On the
Hey.
on the 15-minute, I'm just seeing a bear pennant here on Bitcoin.
Okay.
So this
Oof. Rejection at that 1 minute there. Now let's see.
break down to
Look
the
at this.
downside.
Look at that 1 minute candle. Look at this shit. What is
Seriously.
that?
Big rejection candle.
Looks like a deformed shoulder.
Damn.
It's given high volatility though. It looks a rejection is also given extreme volatility. So
Be careful trading. Make sure you have stop losses.
Yeah, keep them loose.
Yeah, I would because
Loose like my girlfriends back in the day in high school, bro. Always got the. I was one for the party favorites.
we all know they were loose before you, not after. So I want to take a second and jump into the chat here. We have 331 people watching. I know there's a lot of new people. We appreciate you joining us. So feel free to throw in some requests. We'll hop into the chat from time to time, and if we catch some, then we'll go over some charts. Shout out to all the mods in here. Also, we talk about JP streaming for 8 hours. I gotta give a shout out to my man God King as well. The dude's in there modding it up, sharing data and info. So shout out to you, God King. We appreciate you as well.
hey,
I feel like JP and God King are like the tandem duo on those streams, and so
it's my boy.
love to see it, man. Mike Volman, what's going on, brother? We have Tony said hola. Chocolate Salty Bala said JP running the Sin City Casino. We do have a lot of them in Vegas. Data for Life said hedging against. I think we were talking about Zcash at that point. Give us 60K said kill Gannon. You're probably going to get what you're asking for, my friend. Probably even a little bit lower. Cardano. No.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
No,
All I gotta
Dono.
say.
Personally, this I believe should be a very low time frame. Wave 4 bounce here. Wave 4. I'm talking about an Elliott wave. Do you trade Elliott wave? I don't really trade.
I don't. I'm interested though. Honestly, it's pretty much like the market moves in certain waves, right? First pump,
There's
second
legs.
pump, third pump, and then there's like dump, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. I have never gotten into it. So,
I'm interested.
So what if they say inflation is worse because it's been manipulated? Today one rising. K-Cron, well, look who's back. I'm back.
Guys, have y'all seen Hyperliquid? I know you have JP, but have you seen what this thing looks like on the daily? I mean, from $42, from 30, the move has been from $37 to $75. And, Hyperliquid is now getting the attention of centralized exchanges, and not the ones you're thinking of, not the
Wall Street.
Not
Wall
the
Street Journal called it the convenience store.
Yeah, and you know what the Hyperliquid gives me the disruptive protocol kind of feeling, and what I draw a comparison to when I think about Hyperliquid is Polymarket. Polymarket disrupted the traditional gambling system, right? And the traditional was it DraftKings had like a good hedge on the market, but there was so much regulation that DraftKings and Caesars and MGM, they can only accelerate so fast, right? They can only reach out to so many people. But the beauty of it was that Polymarket was, hey, anybody can use it as decentralized, and now all of a sudden, look at any sporting venue. There's Polymarket advertisements all over the place.
It's all over the news. They're using it for data.
That's what I'm saying. Like
polling.
it's everywhere. And what I'm seeing at a Hyperliquid is something comparable as far as this disruptive situation. However, the difference here is that Polymarket more or less is for futures betting, right? I mean, let's be real. Sports betting, political betting, but really sports betting is its bread and butter. Now, we're having a disruptive protocol in finance, right?
I got a trade alert, man.
With the market cap, massive market.
Trade alert?
What do you got? What do you got?
Run it. Somebody asked me for a Solana trade in the chat, so here you go.
Trade inbound.
I'm going to blindly follow this because I want to do it.
Trade alert.
Also, I heard you're saying you're going to do a copy
High
trade.
probability
Yeah, I'm
setup
liking the idea of that.
found.
Okay. All right,
Like
let's see.
a small account. All right, high risk right now. You know the environment. You know that is highly volatile, but Solana just got a bullish cross into right now. Quickly market into Solana. Put a stop loss at 76.40. That will be under the right shoulder. We'll take it on up to 79.19. Highly risky. A risk level on a level from 1 to 10 is 11 right now, folks, okay, because of the volatility. But you could do a Solana long. That is a bullish consolidation right above that 200 MA. You got the golden cross with the 21 MA right there. And, Stokes low, curved up, just like I like. A green dot, money flow green. Everything checks out. The only thing here is the sentiment, our mind, our mentality right now is what's holding us back from taking this kind of trade.
What was the TP?
TP up at 79.17. That's the nearest, major resistance up there. There's a gap, huge volume gap. And, not financial advice. Once again, all the disclaimers. We can lose this trade. It's okay to lose if you lose a responsible amount. Do not risk the account. Risk a small amount. Maybe we get the move. That is an inverse head and shoulder. We're seeing that all across the board right now. Maybe it plays out at least a little bit. Stop losses into break even very quickly. All right, there's your first trade alert.
All right, I'm in.
Bold alert there, man. Honestly, on a day
Very
like today.
bold. Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, I'm in the trade. I just blindly. Didn't we have? Didn't one of our trade alerts say blindly follow JP?
Yeah.
That was me. That was me just now. Blindly follow you, bro. Well, Solana long. I just to kind of piggyback off what JP said. Longing anything right now is a little dangerous unless
Super
it
risky.
starts with a Z or an H.
Seriously.
Zcash, Hyperliquid. I want to take a look at Venice. Also, if anyone in the chat has any requests, please throw those in there. I want to take a look at Venice. This has been my best performer in my in my holdings. Look at that daily on Venice. Ooh, potential head and shoulders here if we cannot close above $19.19 on Venice. Let's see what the momentum tells us. We're seeing some bear div here. I guess you can say it played out. We had some hidden bullish div on this low here. We reclaimed the 21. We are so far away from our 100 and our 200 MA. Let's look at market cipher. VWAP coming down. Are we seeing a little bit of a U-turn on VWAP back to the upside? If you're in a long, that's what you want to see. Kind of not really. Money flow pretty heavy in the red still. The momentum indicator here, the purple and red lines have kind of just been riding that wave in between the overbought and kind of that momentum midline there. We're seeing continuation signals here on Venice. Here it is in Heikin-Ashi format. If you trade Heikin-Ashi, your entry would have been on this candle right here for a long, because we've seen 2 consecutive green candles. Let me get rid of market cipher A so you guys can see a little more clearly. When you see 2 consecutive green candles with no wicks to the downside, if you're trading Heikin-Ashi, the third candle is your entry. All right, if you take a look here, first, second entry, this long played out beautifully, up 113%. First, second, and the third one is your entry. And let's measure this move to the upside here from the open to the top. That's another 33% move to the upside. And here you go. 1, 2. Here's your entry. I'm not saying that I'm entering into a long, but this would theoretically be where you're looking for. And you're looking to retake that high somewhere, I don't know, up to $21.50 to $22. This would be kind of, uncharted territory because it would be an all-time high for Venice. I would probably hide my stop loss somewhere below that 21-day moving average, and this would give you a 2-to-1 risk-to-reward ratio. If you want to play it a little longer, maybe go up to that, maybe, I don't know, another psychological number, $25, and kind of just blindly throwing darts at the dartboard here because we don't have any historical data to the upside to see where price can get rejected. We can draw a fib retracement if we really wanted to see where some levels above us could be. $25 sounds like a round number. You see where we got rejected. $20 is where we got rejected almost twice. But I'd be looking out for a potential head and shoulders pattern. So if you are going to long Venice, keep in mind it's going to be a very high risk trade, because if we cannot clear this level here, 19.65, and we start to roll over, this would be a head and shoulders on a very high time frame, which is your daily, and we'd be looking to reverse that into a short. Not to say you can't make a mini scalp on another wick up here and then hit that reverse button to a short, but this is something, if you follow Heikin-Ashi and you like Heikin-Ashi trading, this is your entry signal. Today's candle is your entry, ideally at the open, but technically, I like to kind of back test with the Heikin-Ashi or kind of refer back to Heikin-Ashi. I don't blindly follow it, but it's pretty accurate. So I don't know. What do you think about Venice, this price action, JP? Are you seeing any potential trade setups here, whether it's a long or a short? Here on Venice is a 4-hour, really nice engulfing green candle here on the 4-hour.
I'm looking at the 4-hour as well here. It looks like it's getting cocked and ready for potential.
Stokes are low, pointing up, just like you like it, right?
Just the way I like it, man. I see the
21 above the 100, above the 200 on the 4-hour.
VWAP heading in the right direction to the upside. Money flow.
Green dot on the 1-hour on a potential trigger wave long signal there. We did have some hidden bearish div that looks like it kind of played out, but love seeing that spike in volume. Love seeing us trade above this point of control on the VRVP.
Yeah. And that's a cup and handle. That's a cup and handle on the 4-hour time frame. Nice rounded bottom, and there is your handle. Low Stokes should give you a green dot soon. Not too bad, man. Not too bad at all. Looks nice and juicy.
I've been looking at Bitcoin here on the 1 minute, and so I had this drawn out a little bit ago. I haven't really deleted anything yet, but if you take a look, so just to get back to what I was saying, and a little bear pennant here, which we would expect expect probabilities say it breaks to the downside. You go into the 1 minute and zoom this thing in. You can see that this trend line here on the bottom side has been something that we respected here recently. And once again, this is the 1 minute, so do with that information as you want. But we had lost the pattern here on the short term, and we pointed this out earlier. This was a strong area of resistance and now support. And so we lost the pattern. What I was thinking was we were going to come down, touch this this support line 67.3, which looks like we're about right there. And I had this drawn out before we broke down, and so there we are. And now I'm thinking that we'll come back up and hit the other would be resistance now. But if you look at what this kind of looks like here, is ultimately you're carving out. If this were to play out, you're carving out a potential head and shoulder here, which we could see, another pull down. So
I'm sorry. Look at this. This was posted 20 minutes ago. Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, says Iran war is over.
Yeah, I saw that.
Anything on Truth Social?
Yeah, Laura, if you share my screen.
Uh oh. How long ago? First of all, how long ago?
This was at 10 a.m.
45 minutes ago.
Man, that was long ago. Fake news reports that the Islamic Republic of Iran and the USA stopped speaking a few days ago are false and erroneous. The conversations between us have been going on continuously, including 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, 1 day ago, and okay. It's really hard for me to see there. I think I need glasses. Where they lead, one never knows. But there you go. Thank you. Where we lead, one never knows. But as I told Iran, it's time, one way or another, for you to make a deal. You've been doing this for 47 years, and it cannot be allowed to go on any longer. All right, so he wants a deal. He's not, announcing a deal there. How long ago was that Rubio thing? Is he giving us hints of a deal?
That was 29 minutes ago. So it was after Trump's tweet.
Okay.
Or post.
So more rumors. Rumor has it.
Let's see. Yeah, I was trying to find. I can't. I catch myself scrolling X, and I can't really do that because cancelable stuff pops up.
You never know exactly.
But I think Rob hit the nail on the head on that rollover on Bitcoin here on that.
Yeah, we just lost that critical level. We were talking about earlier about the potential SR flip.
I think we're gonna get
bottom.
I think we're gonna get a push to the upside. I'm just looking at my my chart here. I'm not erasing anything. I'm just gonna see if this.
You think it gets a pull to the upside? You saying?
Yeah, I think it's gonna get a sharp pull to the upside.
Well, I'll say this: Stokes are low. 1 minute. I don't like doing too heavy analysis on the 1 minute, but it does give early warning signs here. Yeah,
you gotta be careful with the 1 minute charting, patterns.
Yeah, green dot, red dot. It was a green dot. Now it's a red dot. Stokes are low. Let's see if the 5 minute if there's a little bit more clarity here. I'll take a quick look at the 5 minute time frame. See what's going on.
We are right there on that 10 minute. If you zoom into the 10 minute on that bear pennant, we're right there.
Okay.
So do we get a bounce and rotate to the top of the range? You have some confluence there with your 21 and the top end of your pennant there. Or do we roll over and look to get it on a retest? A failed retest, that is, to get back. And the 10 minute candle just closed and officially closed below the pattern. And so we're either going to come right back in. I think we need to be patient and wait one more 10 minute candle to see what this one does.
Man.
And then if we do get that retest and we're playing, we're here and in the next 10 minutes for the next candle open, I think we look to potentially short. Stokes are high, as JP mentioned, so I think it's a good setup. Money flow is continuing to decrease. So is VWAP to the downside. Might be setting us up for a little bit of a short here on Bitcoin. So something that I'm keeping my eye out on. But go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. That 10 minute looks more bearish, man. I'm seeing that those lower highs there. We keep seeing this descending triangle kind of pattern here for Bitcoin. We made a lot of money with this pattern. Thick red money flow, man. Just a river of blood there. River of blood, red dot, high Stokes. It looks so shortable. So shortable. So what does that mean for the Solana trade? It means we probably lose. We'll see here. Look at Solana. Go to the 1 minute time frame. Is it losing it? And Stokes are low. There's a chance, but I mean, you lose 76.7, then Solana will potentially go a lot lower. we'll see. Still in range. I mean, drawdown is normal in any trade. I'll say this: you do have a falling wedge there, falling wedge on Solana. Does it break up? It's so dependent on Bitcoin. Bitcoin gets to move, Solana gets to move. Could be somewhat of a uneven double bottom there, some type of cup and handle. I don't want to just try to put this in a bullish lens. Also bearishly, you did get rejected from the 200. You did get rejected. Money flow now heading into the red. Stochastic's low, but I mean, it's giving bear flag. I've been seeing bear flags on the stochastic RSI. We'll see what happens here. I mean, I think anything is possible. And in crypto, I always kind of, expect the unexpected. Crypto is really good for that. So we'll see what happens. I try to really just separate my emotions from my trade. It's very easy to be very emotional right now and just almost mad at the market, or just too bearish, too overly bearish. I caution being too overly bearish or overly bullish at any time, and just go with the indicators and what you see on the charts. And somebody pointed out that the 9 MA was pointing down, and maybe that indicating Solana going down. Yes. But at the same time, the 9 MA is a very close moving average. Let me remove these trend lines here and look at the moving averages. What made me want to get in this trade is us crossing the 200 MA, the moving averages. But you see, it did get rejected. You got the 21 coming back down. The 9 did come back down. The 50 is going a bit sideways here, and the 50 hasn't gotten across yet. So it really matters what these current candles do. If the current candles get back above the 200 MA, the 50 can cross the 200 for the first time. And the 50 is the more important moving average. The higher the moving average, the more weight it holds. So the 9 moving average, not a lot of weight. The 21, very important, but not as weighted as that 50 MA, showing trend reversal. So we'll see what happens. Green dot, low Stokes. Does it get a bounce here? Could it be a lower high? Anything's still possible here. I'm going to get back to Bitcoin, kind of at the bottom of its pattern, right? Bitcoin just hanging by a thread. If this loses 67,350, we go back down to 67,000 even. Maybe you do a double bottom there. Maybe you head even lower. Maybe the 62,000, maybe the very, very, very low of the range. Bitcoin getting a bounce now from the bottom of the pattern of this bearish pattern. Let's see, what happens. This reminds me of last night. It's just bouncing around in a bearish consolidation currently. And we have our trend lines drawn. Once it crosses the trend lines, we'll know that there's a trend reversal. But for right now, for Bitcoin, I think it's default bearish.
I'm watching my little my drawings play out. Here we go. Came down. I think let's see. I drew this before. I drew it right here when this broke down. I was like, oh, here we go. So this is what I'm looking for. If I'm looking to short right there. I don't know how else to make it any more evident.
That's where I have my 21 on too.
Big shout out to Mahmood in the chat. Said, did you still hold that short trade on BTC that you took yesterday in live? No, I wish I did, honestly, though. I was streaming for 9 hours straight. I was waiting for, the price to go down to the liquidity. I just wanted to hit that liquidity zone and take some money. You know what I'm saying? I took profits early. And then me and God King were in Discord. I'm like, man, it was so funny. It made the drop and then it came right back up to the entry. So at the time, I was actually very happy that I took that money, right? I made up like $1,500. Nothing crazy, but still good money. So I try to not be greedy. I know there was a bigger move there in play. It came back up to my entry. I'm like, man, God King, I could just get right back in here. I can get back in. We're like, nah, man, it's witching hours. It's 12 a.m. Like, just go to bed, bro. Go to bed and reset in the morning. And if I would have got back in the trade, obviously I would have made a lot of money on the way down. But at the same time, sometimes it's more important to follow your plan, right? Just follow your plan, be disciplined, be happy with the money that you have made. I don't need the whole piece, okay? All I need is a little piece, and I'm happy. But if you stayed in the trade, I projected what was the projection? I forget. It was like 68,000, 60. I forgot what it was. It was pretty low.
68,680.
Was it 68?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so it did hit the take profit pretty much. So you could have made a lot of money. I'm happy if you guys stayed in the trade and made money. But for me, I'm happy, man. I'm glad I gave you the correct direction. I took my profits early. No regrets, no FOMO. Very zen, okay?
See, what is liquidity? Someone asked about liquidity. They said the 64K have a nice cluster of liquidity. That was from LT.
64K. Yeah, that's where the hot liquidity is. 64,700 right here. Bright red liquidity below us. I mean, clearly liquidity favors the downside. Clearly. Bright liquidity down there. It goes all the way down to about 63,000. We could take all of that. Or we could bounce down, get everyone all bullish again and then turn around and then take all of it anyway. That's the likely case, honestly. Melt both sides. But liquidity does favor the downside, I got to say. Yep. It favors the downside. That is a bearish consolidation. I mean, this is shortable, man. We should really be shorting this. I got to keep it real. The only reason why I'm long in Solana and saying there could be a micro trend reversal is because of your proximity to the 200, everyone being so super bearish, even just volatility. You make money from volatility. It could be a volatile, just quick jump up because we've been so overextended and close to the POC on the daily time frame. So very speculative if you're trying to long anything. Okay, I told you the risk level, right, on that Solana trade was 11 out of 10. Okay, so only the most risky people should take that. I think the safer trade right now is just this bearish consolidation on a 5-minute time frame. There's a trade right here. I'll set up a potential trade for anybody who wants to short this right now. You don't think we go up at all and we go just straight down and take that liquidity. I'll set up a potential trade and show you what it looks like. And I may take it myself. But yeah, I'll do stop loss maybe right there, like 68,409, take profit into that liquidity zone, maybe all the way down the liquidity zone, give you just about a 4-to-1 risk reward ratio. Enter the trade at the top of this pattern, this bearish consolidation pattern. That looks like a highly likely short trade, going with the trend, aligned with liquidity. The only risk is that you're just so extended, man. That was a huge dump, Sometimes we take breaks during huge dumps, but sometimes we capitulate. It doesn't need a break, but my trader instinct, which means absolutely nothing, is telling me we may need a break. But this is a bearish consolidation. If you are a bear, if you refuse to be a bull, short that right there. There is your bearish call if you want to just short right now. There is an entry right now, or 67,005, right? Stop loss at 68,341 and a take profit at 63,600. That is a potential short trade right now if you must get into a short.
Yeah, that's the same thing I'm looking at pretty much. I was just kind of measuring out the move here. And if we go back up, so my entry point is just to kind of wait it out, come up to almost 67.5, so 67.48 would be kind of my entry here, and then punch it down, and then the exit would be right there at that 67,000. But I don't feel comfortable getting into it right at this exact moment, so I'd kind of wait for a little bit more of a rebound. But
Jaivir said Clarity Act added the Senate leg calendar, making it eligible for full Senate consideration just in. I mean, is that going to have an effect at this point? I don't know. Is that enough of a catalyst?
Bro, it's been like a year now. We've been hearing about this thing.
They're going to drag it out to the midterms, and then
do we like it now?
I don't even know. I don't even know, dude. Will it even make a difference for? I mean, I'm sure for certain altcoins it probably will.
Yeah,
I think the Moon Boys have just been riding that as the reason that Bitcoin's going to go to 100,000, right? And we know too many people outside of this studio that are like, the Clarity Act, man, once that passes, bro, it's Bitcoin moon, and you're just like,
yeah.
And then you just sound like too.
That's literally. And then you ask him, you're like, what does the Clarity Act do? Well,
yeah,
it's it's like, good for Bitcoin. Like, shut up, bro. Oh, here we go. Come on, buddy.
We're back into that pattern on the fight now.
We're pushing right now. Pushing to the top of the pattern. Let's see if it gets rejected. And also, shout out, man. The chat got me rolling over here, man. Shout out to, I think it's LT. It says, I regret being a coward and not taking those trades with JP. Never again. I just want to say,
that.
I mean, I know we joke around, but I do not
Don't do
recommend
that.
just blindly following me, okay? Please just make sure it matches your TA and your risk tolerance, okay? I'm human, man. I'm human. I lose trades. We could lose this Solana trade right here. We lost a gold trade last night. We tend to win more than we lose, but just, come on, guys. Just don't jump out the window unless I tell you to. No, I'm kidding. Don't do it. All right.
It's funny you tell the kids, if they told you to jump off a cliff, would you? Yeah, I would actually. Yeah, if it was JP telling me, I definitely would.
Well, did I tell you how I met your mom? Had a punk ass boyfriend. He was scared to jump. Yeah, boy, YOLO'd.
And
I'm sure there's some truth to that.
holy mo, wait, Solana getting a move.
Yeah.
I'm in profit. Oh man. Is it real?
Tiberius said, can you check Algorand?
ALGO. Sure, we look at Algorand. I got you on that. Look at it on the scalping time frame. See if we find some opportunity.
I'll pull up an algo chart too. We'll see if we can
Nice.
come to agreement with what you see here.
Okay, cool. 5 minute. I'm seeing just getting above the 200 MA right now. That's a V, a big old V I'm seeing here. I don't see no shoulders though, but it is a V-shaped recovery. Normally you get a bit bullish when you get to the neckline of a V-shaped recovery. I gotta say, a little bit of a double top on the RSI, but it has a reset. 15 minute just bearish. I mean, bearish trend I'm seeing. No reversal at all. And let's see. 30 minute has some bull div. There's some bullish divergence on the 30-minute time frame. You seeing anything? 1 hour could be a
This
bounce.
chart's kind of all over the place.
I like the 1 hour bounce on the 200 MA. In fact, that might be a nice fib retracement level too. Looks like about a 786. That could be a potential trade
On the 1 hour?
on a 1 hour. Look at the 1 hour time frame. ALGO. I'll do a measurement. That is a 786, a fib bounce right there in confluence with the 200 MA. That can give you a bounce. Low Stokes curving up. Green dot. That could be a trade. Yeah, why not?
I mean, the 4 hour got to bounce off its 100. Let's see what the... kind of got a gold pocket bounce a little bit on this move from 10.26 to 14.01 cents
Okay.
on Algorand. That's a 4 hour. I mean,
Algorand.
2 hour. These charts are kind of all over the place, man.
I agree.
I mean, are you seeing a clear edge on any chart here? I mean, Zcash is seeing a little bit of a pullback. Can we get an
Zcash
entry? Can we see a long entry opportunity on Zcash?
Maybe. We just missed one earlier.
Let's take a look.
But I do like Algorand in that 1 hour. So whoever asked that, I would look at that 1 hour. If you're looking for an entry, that 1 hour looks very likely with a stop loss below the wick. That's below the 200 MA, okay? Take it up to the top of the range. Looks likely.
Also, near protocol might be in short territory. Looking at near on the 15 minute here. This has seen a lot of volatility recently. Look like we're filling out actually, I was looking for a long. I mean, a short, but
Look at near. What's near doing?
5 minutes.
Sideways volatility, bounce, V shape. Could this be an inverse head and shoulder on like
That's what
30 minute?
yeah.
That's
Or-
yeah. That's like that big dip down kind of made the head.
Yeah.
But that's very speculative, you know, trying to call out an inverse head and shoulder when you're only halfway through it. Very speculative. It could definitely be something else. Look at some other time frames here for you. Okay, 8 hour, nice, you know, kind of around the bottom. Could start making a handle for a cup and handle in the 8 hour. Let me look at this from a range perspective as well, from a volume range. You might be nearing your volume area high or value area high. Oh, wow. Nice breakout in that daily, though. Daily had a beautiful bull flag that broke out. Still green dot and low Stoke. How are the Stokes still low? And you got that move. I think this does continuation, so there got to be a small time frame setup for near because clearly bull flag daily broke out. That's a nice green, strong green body candle. This current candle, you know, somewhat of a doji, but, you know, a lot of buy pressure there. still in the green dot. Stokes haven't even curved yet. Your Stokes haven't even curved, and you're breaking out. This has a big measured move, and it has not made the full measured move. So I would expect somewhere like on a 15-minute or 30-minute something, there has to be some type of setup for a potential continuation. I think near goes higher.
Yeah.
I think it goes higher based on the the macro here.
I think if it breaks above 260, and we've seen it break above, twice now, here and here, but not with much momentum. And so, if you see a move like this, then I think you might want to long this area here. Would be my guess. But if you see another, if we get a failure here, we get another one of these, it might be a short opportunity. So I'd really see, how does price action on the 15-minute for near, how does price action act at this area resistance? If we blow through it with some momentum, I would long the retest. And
bullish.
Yeah, if it does another rounded out, then then at this point, you can, say you're forming the other shoulder down here. You can catch potentially a short there. Yeah, but we're gonna keep a close eye on near. I think there's gonna be some trade opportunities here in the very soon.
Zcash is getting a bounce off his 21 right now, but a red X just flashed. 5 minutes. Stokes are pretty low. They're starting to flatten out here. We look at the last kind of move with Zcash, and I got a fib here. Let me get rid of this one. I'll kind of draw a new one. This was, let's see that move from the 200 bounce. We got to bounce off our 236. And if we draw this out and we extend it to the top, that's kind of where we are right now. I mean, a little below it. The 236 would be around $612. So we're a couple dollars below, but could this be another kind of bull flag here on Zcash with low Stokes? I wouldn't long this now. I'll wait to see where this thing bottoms out.
All right.
But the 50% fib retracement level, which is what I like to trade on fib bounces, is at 593.80. So I'm keeping my eye on there. Volume's dropping on the move down. Again, Stokes are pretty low. Let's look at market cipher B. Money flow is still in the green, and it was coming down, but it's starting to make a little bit of a trend reversal here to the upside. I want to see that VWAP start to come up to see if the bulls are catching some steam here. We haven't seen that yet. Momentum's rolling over. Double red dot on the 5-minute time frame. So not ready to long this now, but definitely looking to see, looking for a potential long on Zcash, one of the only coins that I would feel comfortable longing and staying in a scalp long for longer than, I don't know, a couple hours.
Really?
4 hours, 6 hours, something like that. Maybe 24 hours.
So we're in the short pattern now. We came up, but we tested it. So this is what I've been waiting for here. So on the 1 minute, this is a high risk man on the 1 minute here, but this is what I've been looking for. I was looking for it to break out of this this bearish pennant. It is outside the pattern. Probability says it should break down, and I've been waiting for it to come down and bounce off of the support, which it did. Run into resistance, which we see a couple candles here. I haven't drawn anything new. I still got my trade set up over here. So myself personally, this is what
So you playing that bearish retest off that yellow line? Is that what it is?
No, the white.
I initially was thinking it was going to come back up to the trend line here.
Gotcha.
And also this, I just kind of I put down a horizontal line here. This is where we got the bounce over here and got rejected. Used it as support. We used it as support here, and so that's my basis for potential short. So yeah,
I'm interested what the casino looks like right now, Guy King, because we're getting some price movement in Bitcoin.
It's been fluctuating. It's kind of flat on the demand. We're sitting at negative 65, it looks like. It's been bouncing around from 65, 67, 68.
6, 7. Looks like it's curving a bit up right now, right?
Yep.
curving a bit up. Looks like some orders are coming in. 42 trades per minute. Heightened volume here. A mixed bag though. I'm seeing sells, buys, just everything coming in right now. Interesting. Oh, a lot of activity there. Buys, sells. What's the blue right there, God King? You know what that is? It's just a big buy or something?
No, the blues are liquidations.
A liquidation. So someone was highly leveraged to get liquidated right there when like not even in the liquidity zone.
2K.
2K, okay.
2,000 Bitcoin or dollars?
$2,000.
Okay, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I don't want to say we're bullish here, but
Super bearish.
Yeah. Starting to look like cups more to me than M's, W's than M's. But I could be wrong. Those could be M's down there. Just looking at the pattern, it still looks like bearish consolidation. I got to say that.
The last take profit looked like cups too.
Yeah. Interesting. There's a bunch of sells right there. Sells. A lot of people selling on that 1 minute 200 MA. We're now at the 1 minute 200, the make or break line for Bitcoin. This is usually where it gets rejected. And the perfect entry for the short. Big candle coming in now. Not too big, but I mean it kind of is dramatic. It's dramatic. It's doing that flicky thing. The candles are flicking, going up and down, high volatility. There's a battle at the 200 MA right now for Bitcoin, a battle for the narrative, a battle for price.
A battle for all of it.
It's just a big battle here in these streets.
Got the 5-to-1 short setup. I think it's pretty similar to what you have.
Oh yeah, well I think I had it on the liquidity chart. What does that look like? There it is.
Yeah, I think this is a good move right here. This is what I'm right. Is yours 5-to-1 as well? Looks like it.
Yeah, just about 4.96. Yeah, 5-to-1.
Same man. Mine is 4.83.
Yeah, so opportune short entry here. We at the top of the pattern.
Did we put in a trade alert for this yet?
We didn't know. We could. Honestly, I'm a little hesitant right now just because, let me see here. And once again, JP, clear your mind, man. Be zen. Just because you're in a Solana long, you cannot be bullish. You cannot just be bullish, okay? You got to look at the charts objectively. Be a trader. Be a monk. You're not a bull. You're not a bear. You're a monk, okay? Right now, I see rejection so far at the 200. Let me just look at like the 5-minute time frame on actual trading view. Red money flow. Stochastic's pointing up. Not very overbought, interestingly enough. Why isn't it overbought? Not overbought. I'm seeing the money flow trending up right now, but the momentum was a bit trending down. A little bit of a divergence between the momentum and the money flow. Man, this is a tough call. I got to say, very tough call. I mean, by default, you're bearish pattern and bearish consolidation. You're slightly above the pattern on my chart right here. I mean, maybe you can extend it a bit. You're above the pattern. You're on the cusp of invalidating the bearish consolidation. Has it been invalidated yet? No, but it also hasn't been proven the other way either. Go back to liquidity. That's tough, man. I'll say this, you don't have to, follow me. If you are bearish, if you think that we go down from here right now, we take 65,000 before we go back up to 70, then I mean, clearly entry right now, we have it right here on the chart. And it almost makes sense just to take it, even though you have the Solana long, just cut off whatever one, it doesn't work out. No, yeah, with good risk management.
Yeah.
Like, that's actually an important question. I want to ask you guys, if you have two trades going, let's say, let's say you do two different trades. You do one trade, you win. The next trade, you get stopped out. Where are you? Where are you in terms of your P&L, as a trader?
Well, here's where if you're on Bitcoin, I think you got to cut one, right? If you're on the same asset, I mean, at this point, you're kind of trading against yourself. But now, if you have something that's uncorrelated to Bitcoin, if it's not uncorrelated to Bitcoin, just trade Bitcoin.
Let's say if it's just two different assets. I mean, I guess it does matter.
But you get what I'm saying? Like if you're trading ICP right now, ICP's rallying while Bitcoin's or Zcash. You know what I mean? So those two, you can have two different trades, right? It doesn't mean that Bitcoin drops, the other one's gonna tank.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where that's my idea. Now, if they're both correlated, then absolutely. If you think that Bitcoin dumps, Solana dumps, then at this point, cut one. But if you think that you're going to get you're going to get a divergence, then, at that point,
Well, I guess the question I'm asking is if you like, say you trade in Tau and you trade in Tau, you lose that trade, and then you trade near, you win that trade. Where are you as a trader? Are you net positive or net negative? Questions to you, Dave.
I don't know. I don't know the answer.
I think it depends on your risk management. I mean,
are you assuming that you're going in with the same position size on every trade?
yeah, I guess for argument's sake, you'll have to say that equal position size. Yeah,
I don't do that. I don't go into the same position size. It depends on my confidence level, and I know you do the same. If you're super confident, I've seen your margin up there,
True.
and on other trades, I've seen your margin a lot lower, and so I think that's just any trader. Like sometimes you want to get action, and you're at a 4 or 5 out of 10 confidence. You go a little lower margin. Sometimes you see things flashing like, shit, this thing is going to roll over. Like, I'm pretty certain that's a 9 out of 10 confidence on the confidence meter.
Yeah.
You're going in with higher margin. And so it just depends, like, which trade had higher margin. But, I mean, I would like to say, that I would be in profit, but I don't know. It would just depend. I mean, if they're equal, then I'm probably break even. I mean, that makes the most sense, right? But I got something I'll kind of keep in mind for the next time I have multiple trades open.
Yeah.
I normally don't have a lot of trades open. I don't trade nearly as much as you do, JP. And so it's a lot less likely for me to have more than 1 or 2 trades open. But when I do, I try to get them in the same direction, because if I can't get the direction right, then I'm going to lose multiple trades. So it's kind of my idea, unless it's one of the outliers. Venice, Hyperliquid, Zcash, any big sector that's running. Someone said they're looking at Ondo. They said... So Frog said, can you look at Athena? And then... Here we go. Patrick Visser said, Ondo possible long. Ondo possible long. And Zcash is starting to roll over back to that $600 range. We're looking for a potential bounce on a long here on Zcash. We'd be essentially trying to catch a falling knife here. So, definitely higher risk. But let's see. 15-minute on Zcash. Volume is decreasing, which is good. Stokes are rolling over. Not nearly on ground level 0, but still rolling over. We have some confluence here, which I like on the 10-minute.
I mean, I think a bounce at 600 makes a lot of sense for Zcash.
21 MA coincides with our 50% fib retracement at 593.60. That might be a good, very, very, very high risk front running a bounce on Zcash, because the overall trend on Zcash is up. 593.80. In fact, I think I'm going to do that on my breakout account. Let's see. A lot higher risk, but hey, let's go limit order here. 593.8. 593.88, because, I'm the king of just almost getting tapped in. Let's do stop loss below the let's do stop loss below the gold pocket here at 583 even. Stop loss 583 even, and let's do a TP. Where's our next high here? Let's go to the 4 hour. Let's see which highs can we test. Can we retest $700? Triple top. Let's go 681.52. This should be a 681.52. Oh, this is a buy. Okay.
It's got a super chat.
Risking 156 to make 1,200. I like it. I'm in. Okay. Go ahead, Rob.
Super chat from Ashley, back in the chat.
Hi, Ashley.
$4.99 says, yeehaw.
Wow.
Yeehaw.
Thanks for your money. Appreciate it. That's it. That's all I had to say about that.
That's all I'm looking at that trend line closely here. I'm looking for that rejection. I'm about 5 minutes away from making a decision on that short call.
For Bitcoin?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm already in it, bro.
I'm in it, baby. I got the great entry. Awesome, yeah.
I'm in it too, but I have a worse entry. I'm in at
nice.
67,450.
Okay.
But I think Bitcoin's going to roll over. A little bit of a rising channel here that looks like it wants to roll over. We'll see if it does.
So all three of us short?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll all go short. We'll go short, baby.
I'm already in, so
I'm not in yet. I'm
in the red right now.
You want to give them the numbers?
Well, I mean, if you enter now, you're going to get a better entry than I am. I got in at 67,450. I got my stop loss up here. My risk to reward is terrible because it's about a 1.3 to 1.
Okay.
But I will probably,
You're not taking it down to 67?
66,980. I think we wicked down there.
6, 7.
Yeah. And I'm also open to sliding this thing down and moving my stop into profit. But right now if you're getting a better entry, let's say you're getting an entry at the 21 here at 67,540 on the 1 minute. I feel confident having my stop loss at around 67,820. But I'm just going to put my stop loss here. That way I can bring my risk to reward up a little better. Now it's around a 2.4 to 1 risk to reward ratio. We obviously, the consolidation here on this bear flag that broke us down, we didn't break above it. We kind of wicked up there, a little bit of a liquidity grab, pushed to the downside. So if we break above that, then this pattern would be invalidated and I'll take the L and move on. So right now I'm at a 2.3 to 1 trade setup. Entry would be now, or if you want to get a better entry, 67,530 as Bitcoin is dumping. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Yeah, we're about to get stopped out of Solana, baby.
I got out of that Solana trade.
Man, this thing played out. Or it's playing.
Good job, Rob.
good
Good
call.
job.
Good call.
Great job, man.
I think that was to a T as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Well, to be fair, I called it too, but just didn't get in it.
Yeah, I had this thing. I had this thing drawn out. I had this thing drawn out.
I went to your shine. I'm sorry, man. Good
I
job.
was
You
drawn
called it.
right here. Right here is when I drew this, bro. I was like, all right, I'm looking for bounce, and then short. So
Yeah.
will it play down? I still think 67. I think is where it's at. So
Yeah.
7.
I'm betting on a wick below, but hey, if I see chances are, honestly, guys, if we get down to the low 67s, I'll probably take my profit.
Yeah, but it's honestly not too late to get in the short. If anyone wants to get in the short, I mean, you're still basically near the top of that pattern. We haven't even lost what is the low. The low of this pattern is 67,000.
Do we have any bull div on the 1 minute here on Bitcoin?
On a 1 minute, let's see, bull div.
Because we put in a higher low. No bull div. Or actually, that would that would be bear div. Never mind. I'm looking for bear div. Seeing a little bit of a bounce here. Bitcoin putting in a higher low on the 1 minute. But I still think this thing rolls over. If you look at the 1 minute here, this is a kind of a perfect setup here. Rising channel. Let's see if we got that retest. For all the patient entry traders, we bounced here. Didn't really get a classic retest here. As we shot up. We didn't get quite to the top of the range. Kind of diddy-daddled in the middle here. And then we broke below and we just continue to break below. And so, what's that measured move? That measured move, I mean, it's eclipsed. I'm pretty sure it's eclipsed its measured move, but let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, it's eclipsed it. Could we see what I think is going to happen? And I'm kind of foreshadowing here. I don't have a crystal ball, but this looks. I'm going to start a bear flag a little bit here on the 1 minute. Bear pennant, bear flag, and then what's that measured move, right?
Mm-hmm.
That brings us down to 67,227. And then do we see another bear flag, right? Another bear flag up this way, and then another pull to the downside. We'll keep our eye out on our momentum indicators, the RSI, the Stokes, to see if we're catching any bullish divergence as we see these play out. But this is kind of what it's looking like right now. We'll see how this thing plays out on a potential bull flag here. Maybe the leg, maybe the pull is not even finished yet, right? Maybe we're still creating the pull here. Maybe this thing goes deeper and then starts to fall. Look at that. Look at that dump.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in a breakout Bitcoin short that's up $260 already. Let's go. Got a way better entry on breakout. This should be a be a nice little trade here on breakout. See if we can get a try number 2 to get funded on breakout here. So we're all short. I think Rob's in the money the most. Did you get in, by the way?
I'm trying to get in right now.
Okay, my
It's not
boy's
too
trying.
late, yeah.
Try hard, man.
I'm trying.
Try harder, bro. What are your thoughts on I'm curious to see where your stop loss is going to be.
Same spot that we just saw. I'll put it above this V, above the pattern, basically the bearish consolidation
I'm
here.
at 67,589.
So you got a pretty tight one there, Rob.
Yeah.
I will put
I'm
mine.
at 67,650.
I'm looking at 68,280.
God damn.
Yeah, above that entire above that entire pattern. I mean, it's going to be a long up hold there, man. This could be a big move down. We'll see.
I guess on breakout I have mine at 68,250.
Be careful. Breakout's price is if you get to 70,000 on breakout, it'll be like 7150.
If you get to
the order books,
70,000?
I'm just letting you know. Like with Bitcoin's price on the exchanges get to 70,000.
I mean, it's pretty accurately following.
I mean, excuse me, 67,000. If it gets to 67,000, it'll be 6715 on breakout.
I mean, breakout right now is showing Bitcoin at 67,373, and
that's currently at 6727. So it's,
Bitunix is at 67,378, so it's only $5 off of what Bitunix is. So it just depends. The order books of the exchanges are different, and so I that's why all my charts are Bybit, because I've noticed, and I don't know if it's because Bitunix uses Bybit for their order books, but it follows the Bybit price the closest, right? And I see God King shaking his head yes, and so that's why I have Bybit on all my charts. Especially, you're going to see a lot bigger divergence, Rob. I noticed a lot of your charts you have spot on Coinbase, which is a lot more of a premium price than you see on these like futures exchanges. And so it just depends on what chart you're looking at. So for me, I like it to follow Bitunix, which breakout does, but there's definitely, I can see discrepancies if you look at like Kraken, especially spot, Kraken spot, Binance spot, which should follow Kraken spot pretty closely because it is a Kraken product. So
Yeah.
all right, we're seeing a little bit of a relief rally here on Bitcoin. You guys thinking this is we're starting to fill out this flag portion of this potential bear pennant here.
you gotta be careful, you could be double bottoming right here.
Yeah,
too.
I was looking at the same thing, dude.
Yeah, I mean, if if you want to cut profits now, I mean, it makes sense, especially with that bounce there. I'm gonna let it ride though. I like this setup here.
Me too.
So
Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is a perfect setup, and let's draw a fib here. Let's see what that fib looks like.
It's a great setup.
Getting
Excellent
rejected at the
setup.
382. Invalidation would happen. I mean, some confluence here with our 618 and our 21 MA on our 1 minute time frame here on Bitcoin, which would put us at 67,486. So as long as we don't go above that, we're good. And I mean, we're getting these moves fairly quickly here. And so Bitcoin seeing a pretty big red candle right now. It is dumping.
Here we go. Finally.
there we go.
Knock me out, baby.
67, here it comes.
Waiting on my impending doom. Come on.
If you followed Big Rob,
Hey.
Look at that.
Hey.
The bottom's dropping.
I've been
out.
drawing this motherfucker.
Hey.
I've been drawing this thing for a minute.
Nice.
I haven't even left this chart, bro. I've just been hanging out on this time zone. I'm
I
like,
finally stopped out of
You got stopped out of Solana?
Finally, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it makes
Damn,
sense.
that is a big red candle.
Yep.
Here we go. Here comes another bear flag potentially, guys. So if you miss out on this entry short, you probably will get another one. I'm just waiting on one more leg down, then I'm probably going to move my stop in a profit. Oh, that's a big green candle. Could this be a bearish harami here, or are we going to see a engulfing candle to the upside? I mean, you can just see from the price action, the bulls are trying, but they're just getting
That's
stomped on.
67. That's 67. It's such a magnetic price right now, man. And that's where we came down to when we came into this pattern right here. You can see, I feel like we're just gonna come back and test that again. So That's where I'm at. Probably, I'm expecting a big bounce from here. So once this trade closes, if it fills the take profit, we'll reevaluate on a long or perhaps a bounce and
Bitcoin doesn't look like it's stopping though.
Pull to the downside.
There we go.
I was just gonna
Negative
ask you right on
78.
cue, my friend. What does it look like? Let's take a look. Oh, we are getting a big move. Let's
for that
go.
liquidity.
Let's go. Come on, keep going.
Yeah. Sell orders coming in. Take a look at this liquidity chart. We're about to splash into it, but I'm seeing like a descending triangle within a descending triangle here. We just fell out of the smaller one. There's still a bigger one here, and the liquidity is directly below it, starting right there at 67,000 even. Highly likely Bitcoin takes it. I mean, it's right there. Bearish consolidation. There you go.
I think I'm going to move my stop into profit here. I got my stop right now in I should wait till this 21 comes down. Whatever. I got it in profit. It's at 67,423 above the wick here. It'll cover my fees minus a little bit. But this breakout trade's up $360. This one's up 103. Go ahead.
I wanna give me the camera. Give me the camera.
I want to give me the camera.
How you doing? You, the viewer, welcome to Sin City Crypto. I want to ask you a question. I want to know where you think the direction of Bitcoin's going to go as far as when it gets to 67,000. And my question is, I want you to participate in the chat. One, it helps out the algorithm if you're spamming stuff or typing stuff. So I want to know, put a 1 in the chat if by the end of the day we see something like 65,000, right? If you think that the Bitcoin's going to draw down and get closer to that 65,000, put a 1 in the chat. If you think that we find a big, strong bounce here at 67,000 and we're back above and maybe you're at 69 or maybe testing 70, put a 2 in the chat. I want to know what you think price action is going here today. And do us a favor, just pick up your phone, pull up the chat, put something in there. I want to see, we got almost 400 people in here. I want to see some action from everybody. I want everybody to put a 1 or 2 in here. 1 for lower side price action, 2 for upper side. Thank you.
We should just do a JP stream today. Just go for 12 hours.
Hey, let's do it. Make it easier for me.
Oh, here comes the ones.
What were the ones?
1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It's downside.
Nice.
Yeah. Shit.
We had another super chat. I hope it don't get buried here. It's about that ES1. I think it was on the S&P.
What is ES1?
It was a wick. Did you hear about that? Big shout out to Kilgannon. There we go. Anyone who know what happened on the ES1 this morning? It wicked down.
What is ES1?
I believe that's an S&P. It's like kind of like the NQ1, but like ES1. ES1 is the S&P 500, the E-mini futures, S&P futures. And I did see that. It was on like a big time frame. Let me see if I can find it. It was like a huge wick down. Where is that thing? 4 hour, 15 minute. Let's see if we can see it. I swore I saw it earlier. Let me make sure I'm on the right chart here. Yeah, I don't see it right now. What chart are you using for that on the ES1? Is that CME? Can you help me out with that? I could have sworn I saw it earlier. Maybe it got fixed. You can't fix it in retrospect, right? What's on the chart is on the chart. I saw it. Interesting. Yeah, I don't see it now. It was like a move like all the way down to 7,000. Like, is that 7,600? But there was a wick down to 7,000 on the S&P. Let me put it on the regular trading hours. I still don't see it. Yeah. I don't know what happened to it. ES1. Interesting. Yeah, sorry. I can't answer that. Can't answer it. I don't see it anymore. I swore I saw it this morning. What are the NASDAQ here? What's the NASDAQ doing? Are they dumping? They are kind of rounded, toppy, kind of just hanging out. Maybe bullish consolidation. Who knows? Oil, it looks like it's running still. Man, I really should have stayed in that oil trade. I got into that flag down there, got out in the second flag. Oil still pumping. Bitcoin a dumping. Pretty, that's the story. That is the story, man. And yeah, I'm sure a lot of people got stopped out there trying to, trying to catch a bottom here, right? Including myself. You know, there's proof in the pudding. JP, don't win every trade. Don't blindly follow me, okay? Don't blindly follow me, but I will give you high probability setups when I see them. And you can't fight the trend, man. You can't fight the trend. I mean, this huge bear trend all night, all day. I mean, you start trying to look like an inverted head and shoulder, but you're only putting in lower highs. I mean, just trust the trend line. Trust the trend line, okay? Trend down, you know, obviously, you know, support right there. You know, you keep getting lower highs and then you eventually break the support level, you go down, you know, and as a trader, you take that probability that, you know, we're in that downtrend. We have price continuously putting in lower highs. I mean, it may look bullish right when it's about to break, you know, try to break the trend, but the trend is still down. Bearish consolidation to take you lower. You know, that's what made us money yesterday. And, you know, once you start speculating, I believe that's when you get into trouble. Oh, this might be a good bottom for SWE. Oh, this might be a great entry. I could swing long this ADA right here. And I feel like that's where you get in trouble. I mean, as a spot buy, yes, sure. Buy it, hold it, forget about it. But as a trader, you gotta follow the trend. And I'm sorry, trend gods. I'm so sorry. Okay, I have to follow you. Do not be speculative. I hate speculating. Follow the trend.
Speculators.
If you're wrong, you're wrong. Get out of here. And when you lose, take the small losses, man. Speculators, I like that. But yeah, bearish divergence. I mean, you got bullish patterns within bearish divergence. Try to be a slanted inverse head and shoulder, but it's still the greater pattern descending triangle. Just shout out to everybody there who didn't follow me, who counter traded that. That is a bearish divergence, and it is until it isn't. You know, you get a trend reversal when you break that line. We never broke that line. We never broke it. You know, we are close to, you know, here's where that speculation comes in. We are close to that value area low on a daily time frame. But, man, you know, you got to let that confirmation come in, man. You got to let the trend reverse. You can't reverse the trend, okay? Don't try to catch the exact bottom. So, yeah. The trend is still down, my friends.
Zcash is at that $600. Saw a bounce there. I would not be surprised for this thing to reverse and keep going. Very risky, right? When you get to these big psychological numbers, sometimes you lose it and it crashes. And so be wary. But my old degenerate self is looking at long here. Maybe take it back up to its previous high here. Just about an hour ago at 624. So, you know, just a potential here for a long. I mean, and then yeah, here we go. Finish it out. Close the trade out. Come on.
And I bet you some people are going to try to speculate on a double bottom right there. You see that low we put in at 67.1? I'm not going to do it, but I bet you some people try to do that. They're going to try to speculate. But, man, the bearish trend is so strong right now. Is so strong, not recommended. I'm wondering if there's any other coins that we're not looking at that has opportunity. So if you guys want to super chat that, you know, very quickly, I don't know, man. People keep asking ICP. You know, we've been looking at XLM. A BNB, remember, had that big run up, but a lot of those are Bitcoin correlated. You know, you'll be shorting them. You know. Oil continued to tear to the upside. NASDAQ shaky.
You said NASDAQ shaky?
Shaky, yeah, because it's been on an uptrend forever, right? Uptrend here forever, but it's kind of, you know, looking double toppy, starting to, you know, flirt with losing the 200 on the 3-minute. You know, looking, you know, giving some top signals, but, you know, still, when you zoom out, still in the uptrend. Very interesting. So shaky, oil just, you know, oil ripping. Nice, you know, reversal pattern on the 6-hour for oil. And 1 minute, 5 minute continues to rise. So that tells me, you know, show me the charts, show you the news that, you know, no deal right now. No deal. You know, the Strait of Hormuz is still closed. That's what that's telling me, regardless of what Rubio's saying.
They're talking about closing that other one, too.
Which one?
The ALGO or...
Alibaba.
El Metan Babalu. I don't know what the hell
What's
I'm
wrong
doing.
with you?
Yeah.
Siren might be interesting.
You and fucking Siren, man.
Dude, I mean,
Wee, 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 wee. Start calling you John.
so
You know what I'm talking about? Inside joke.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we got Siren on the 1 hour. We saw it, had this big move. This was last week. We saw this big move out of nowhere, which kind of signaled that, hey, there's some interest here, some volume. Got instantly given up, but that was a big resistance level, right? 56 cents. We saw it come down and break out of this pattern, right? So now we've seen this nice bull flag pop up, big bull flag right on the 1 hour. Now we're finding support both at this what was previous resistance. We're finding support, but we're also finishing out this. We've been riding this trend line, and it could be a potential for a breakout against this trend line. And so on Siren, I would be very inclined to take a long if it breaks above this trend line here. And so if we get back up, say we get it back to another bid to 60 cents, might be a good long opportunity on Siren. Just throwing it out there. So
Interesting. That lab coin, I don't know what it's doing, man, but it's going insane. It doesn't care about the Bitcoin dump. I don't get it.
Let's look at Zcash. So, you guys know I put in a limit long order on Zcash at 593.88. I'm hoping we get in on we get tapped in, and this is kind of the idea behind the move here, guys. Very, very high risk. Why? Because I'm front running a bounce. Okay, it's front running a bounce, 50% fib retracement level, and I think it was on the 10-minute that we had some confluence with our 21. 21 has moved above our 50% fib level, but I like the 50% because this is kind of where we bounced the last time. For Zcash on that move up, we had those big four green candles, a little bit of a pullback, and then we caught support right around that 50% fib level. So that is where I'm looking to get in. Again, very risky because you're front running a bounce, which when the markets are bleeding this hard is usually not a good idea. But I got a pretty tight stop loss, and for an asset like Zcash, who's been in an uptrend relative, compared to the rest of the markets, I got more confidence than not that it'll see a bounce at a key level than it won't. But again, the better idea is to stay in wait. I do have my stop loss below the gold pocket, which if you see the significance of this level, this was a resistance level. Will we see an SR flip? We kind of saw it here on a wick. Will we see it again? I'm betting that it holds. That's why my stop loss is below it. But at the end of the day, we could very well get stopped out. And I'm looking to take this thing back up to like $680. And so here's what that looks like on breakout. Limit order at 593.88. TP at 681.52. Stop loss at 583, just below the highs here on a potential bounce. As Bitcoin's seeing a little bit of a move up. I think this would be a great place to short Bitcoin. 21. We'll see if it reclaims it on the 1 minute. What are you guys thinking here? You thinking we're seeing a lot of what I don't like is we're seeing a lot of double green dots on the 1 minute.
Yeah, indecision, volatility.
A little bit of bull div as well on the stuff.
yeah, I don't know if it's going to get all the way down to 67. So if you did take this trade, you should be in some good profit here. So might be a good time to take it.
Are you taking it?
No, I'm going to let it ride.
Hey,
I took profit on mine.
Yeah.
I actually re-entered.
nice. Good job.
I got back in.
Demands at negative 103.
Yeah, I'm sidelined. I didn't like the entry at the time. I'm sidelined right now, looking for the next opportunity.
So this was the first one, 25%, $85. This is the second one, $154. This is a larger position. I accidentally yeeted my entire portfolio in there. I was in for 3 Bitcoin or 2 point something Bitcoin. I made $145. So I don't have any trades open right now. Just that Zcash, which I think we're gonna get an entry here, man.
Yeah.
Very, very, very high risk again. Okay, we're trying to front run a bounce here on Zcash for a long. Volume is increasing, not what you want to see on the move down. Well, actually, it's decreasing on the 15-minute, increasing. We're not seeing any signs of Stokes curving up on the 15, on the 10 a little bit. So we might very well just stop short of our entry. But if the 10 minutes shows, and Bitcoin is just, I know we keep going back and forth, but
Feel pretty confident that it's just going to go down the 67, man.
I mean, look at that 21 projection there on the 1 minute.
Yeah. Just free falling, man.
But there's a lot of volatility, man. So if you're not positioned correctly with position size, if you do what I did and you YOLO in your entire account.
So here's the question. It gets down to 67, right? Eat flat or say 66, 9 something. Okay. If it gets down there, are you looking for a bounce? Are you looking along? Are you I mean, what do you think? Are you kind of just sitting back and watching to see what happens? Because we bounced right there. I mean, we were there for like a brief second here in the past, so there wasn't much opportunity to long there. So you had to put your limit orders for the most part.
I would take a chance with a scalp long there, but it have to be confirmation. We'll be at a value area low. So we'll be at a value area low at a key level at support. I mean, you usually look to long at support, even in a downtrend, even for a lower high. So if the 4 hour tells me to long, I'll long. I'm going to have to align myself with the 4 hour. The 4 hour is still in short mode. The 4 hour is actually in free fall. So, be aligned with the 4 hour. It says, we go lower. Right now, we go lower. Once it gives me the cue that we go higher, that's when I'll go higher. And there should be a lot of bullish divergence on the smaller time frames and, crossing moving averages, not just getting past it, but crossing it and then finding support. It has to be many, many confirmations before that. So I think we're a long ways away from it.
Look at this stat, guys.
What you got?
In the past 24 hours, 196,530 traders in crypto were liquidated, with total liquidations coming in at 1.23 billion. I don't think we weren't one of them, yeah?
No, we're good.
I don't think anyone from our community was one of them. You put out some bangers yesterday.
If I had taken the day off yesterday, it would have been 196,529.
Wait, what? So you did get liquidated?
You would have been part of the statistic.
Yeah.
No, he's saying he wouldn't.
I would have.
He said 5.
I had a Bitcoin trade in yesterday. What did I?
What'd you do, man?
Well, I got stopped out. I didn't get liquidated, but I think that chart represents closing out positions, right? Or is it like
liquidations, man?
Oh, those are like liquidations.
Liquidation.
I thought they were taking into account. I didn't get liquidated. I got stopped out. Yeah,
gotcha. That's a good question. Do they include the stop out amounts into the liquidations? Because I mean, technically on the heat map, it should have both, like stop losses and liquidation levels. So how are they taking that into account? That's something that I should definitely double check on. Yeah, to see.
Guys, I moved my limit order into market on Zcash. We saw that big wick down. This was a red candle. We saw this thing wick, and it wicked right where the last bounce was. And so I moved my limit order into a market order. And this thing is moving up. And so I'm in the Zcash trade. For anyone who liked that Zcash trade setup, I moved my stop in. I'm in a trade, or I moved my limit order in. I'm in the long now on Zcash. Just to just to confirm here, stop loss 583, entry would be now. Or if you want to wait, you can get an entry at the open around 600
Yeah, that's
even.
what I was thinking. You were saying you were trying to go down and grab it at, what was this?
593.
593, yeah. I don't know, man.
TP at 681.
Yeah, I don't know if it was going to go down there.
Yeah, I liked seeing that wick down, and then this candle just immediately turned green. That tells me that there was a lot of buy orders down here, and it was at a level where Zcash kind of like, it wicked below, came up, chopped sideways, and then bam, that big move up. And so looks like for those of you that want to wait, you're going to get potentially a better entry here at around $600 even. Looks like my entry was, where the hell was my entry? My entry was 600 point now. This is where my entry was actually. A little bit lower. And so, yeah, in a Zcash long, which we're seeing this, it's a pretty big red candle here on the 5 minute. But either way, I feel confident where the stop is, so I'm just going to let this one play out. Bitcoin seeing a little bit of a bounce here at 67,250. Let's look at the crypto bubbles on the 1 hour. Athena, that's what someone's talking about. ENA up 9.3%. Venice up 6.1%. Zcash up. Alts are up on the 1 hour. Few are up on the day, but do you want to take a look at ENA and I'll pull up Venice, JP?
Sure. Gotcha.
Let me pull up Venice. Talking about a potential Venice long. I think it was on the daily, right?
Yeah, now you got a big move and on the 30-minute time frame, getting the move up. Let's see. Yeah, huge move. It looks a bit unsustainable. I'll look for like a fib bounce or something like that if someone wanted to long that. How is the history here? Weird, just bounce out of nowhere. It was in a huge downtrend from 13 cents, came all the way down to like 8 cents, and now we're just blasting out of nowhere. You know, broke lows, you know, no bullish structure, just out of nowhere, just blast off. Very interesting.
Athena's very manipulated. I'll just say that. Just be careful.
Yeah, it looks like it. And half of it already got sold back. Half of the big move. Yeah, a little bit sketchy here. A little bit of a double bottom on a 7 hour with some bull div. How's that daily look? Daily still like lows, like, you know, low to range. But low Stokes green dot. Shaky, man. Shaky, but you got volume. Low Stokes green dot on a daily. I mean, you got rejected at the 21 so far. Yeah, big move on the small time frames. Retracing, but have not found the bottom yet. This is a tough one right here. This one is just, I don't know, pretty like just bearish overall, but that move just came out of nowhere. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you were trending down so much, you eventually, I mean, you know, fallen channels kind of break up. That's what it seems to be what happened here. Fallen channels break up. I'm just not confident in it for like an actual continuation move. I would need to see this starting to go sideways a bit. Some bullish consolidation now at this point. But yeah, interesting move from Athena here.
Right, and Bitcoin is breaking down, and if you guys had followed this trade here, you are almost at a 5-to-1, cashing this thing out. We were waiting for the wick to come down and close this one, but looks like we're gonna be under 67. At least that's the trend.
Yeah,
I think
this thing's going to.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be down in no man's land here.
We're
gonna be down here.
Awesome trade. Let me see this here.
Who's doing that? Is that you?
That was me. Yeah. don't want to be in the
Beautiful drawing, man.
squiggly lines here.
The beautiful drawing.
This is the Duke.
Next stop 63.
How do you?
I think 65 we see a bid.
Yeah, there is
Where's
a lot
liquidity,
of
JP?
Yeah, I'll take a look at that. Liquidity. We're about to get into it. So all of this time we haven't even gotten into the liquidity, believe it or not, like, you know, during this drop. So we haven't seen nothing. You know, this may go a lot lower right now. You're just about to get into the liquidity. You can see a fast move.
What's that red on the heat map? What is that? 65?
That's 60. Yeah, 64.7.
Yeah.
64.7. So yeah, very likely we go down to 65, but there is liquidity all the way down to 63.6, believe it or not. So yeah, that's why I have this full thing drawn down there. It could go all the way, but if I had to guess, don't like guessing, I would say it goes to that red liquidity right there,
800?
64,600 basically right
around
there.
65?
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Same.
Yeah.
I think
We're starting to
I think it
liquidate
dances
people.
around a little bit and then it just spills.
Absolutely.
And I think 65 gets a bid.
Yep. And looking at the daily time frame, it kind of puts it into perspective here.
That shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, that white line, very area high, very area low, point of control.
Where's the value area low?
Way down here, 63.5. Yeah, that's all saying maybe go to 63.5, but I mean, there got to be some type of support right here, right? All of these wicks, all of these bounces at 65.
There is so much volatility right now.
65.8. But if you lose 65.8, quick move down to 63. That's a shelf right there. There's a volume gap right there. Yeah, quick move if you lose 65.7 down to 63.7. And then once you lose that, I mean, it's just no man's land, you know?
True that.
What if we do lose that?
But look at this. Bitcoin just is the 1 minute just playing around. This is turning into a little bit of a falling channel. I mean, look at this 1 minute here on Bitcoin. We had that rising channel, fell, bear flag, fell, bear flag, fell. Kind of a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders that didn't play out. Right, I don't know if you guys can see that. Right shoulder, head, left shoulder, fail. And now we're getting the move up.
Yeah, but we caught that.
Little bit of bull div, or yeah, we got some bull div on the RSI here as well, guys. Look at that.
This is 1 minute.
This is the 1 minute.
I see that. Yeah, a little bit of bull
That was
div.
a strong bounce at 67, man. That was a real strong bounce at 67.
Look at that V-shaped recovery.
Remember I said that some people are going to try to speculate on that double bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty strong V-shaped recovery here. You have 2 consecutive engulfing candles if this one closes.
Yeah, some people are going to try to call that a double bottom and buy it. I'm not doing nothing right now. I'm going to sit on the sidelines. I'm likely going to short at maybe a higher level, but right now I'm going to sit on the sidelines and look at other coins. But people are going to try to buy there. We'll see who's in control. We'll see who's in control right now as the bulls attempt to make it a double bottom.
Any update from the casino?
Take a look. Take a look.
Still a pull to the downside, negative 113 on the demand. It looks like we're going for the liquidity.
Okay. Definitely pull to the downside. Do you
How
see
is
it?
the 1 week bullish?
Yeah, right. How is anything bullish right now?
Bullish? It should be all red.
Seriously. I mean, that's an improvement because they had like yesterday, like the daily or something. It was for a few days they had like the daily and like the weekly and like the 12-hour bullish. Like, no way. Nothing is bullish right now. And
These are big buys come in.
a bunch of buys coming in. I do see the demand. It is a pull to the downside, but I do see it curving a bit. We'll see what happens.
Not a buy.
I mean, Bitcoin putting in 3 strong green candles here on the 1 minute. Look at this.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah,
that strong bounce.
That's the attempt to get a
Could
short
this
squeeze
be?
going.
Could we come into a potential Adam and Eve here? I mean, if we're forward looking a little bit, come in, see a little bit of a cup handle, and then I like on your time frame, JP. Your 200 was that what 67.5 or something like that?
Yeah, exactly.
But I think for me, I'm looking at short bounces, rejected bounces to the upside.
I agree. Yeah.
Because I think there's just too much negative sentiment. The overall macro trend is down. So yeah.
Interesting, but yeah, good. Some strong candles coming in here. We'll see what happens. Green dot, money flow red. Could get rejected at the 50. I don't know. No faith in this move, but they're definitely going to try to make it volatile for you.
I don't think the bounce takes you up to the 67.5 or anything.
Would have got my entry on ZK.
If I had to be a guessing man with some experience, I would think a little rollover, and then you could either bounce back up this way, or you could just be a little fake out here, a little dead cat bounce, and then I think that this move is more probable here. I would be cautious on the longs right now. Very, very cautious on the longs. Typically when you come down into a new price, right? So we were over at 68,000 and we crashed down and we bounced at a very psychological number, 67,000. And typically when you come back and retest that big psychological number, you bounce a few times, right? So I would expect, my guess would be you'd see something like this. And then before you ultimately lose it. So I know you had that 63 or whatever move you had. Yeah. I would expect you catch a few bounce, and this is on the 1 minute. So I would expect a bunch of this to happen. Maybe stretch it out a little bit. Maybe it's you come back down to 67, something like that. But I would expect a couple bounces on 67 before you go down to that 66.3, right? or even lower, 65,000 or 63,000. And so
Bitcoin's getting a strong bid here.
It's getting a move, but in context, it's still just in the pattern. We'll see what happens here. It could just go to the top of the pattern and back down. Stokes overbought. Green dot. I'm looking at the 15-minute. I think it shows the bearish pattern pretty clearly here. That's textbook. That's a textbook descending triangle.
Green dot just flashed. The green dot of doom.
Yeah, that's a textbook descending triangle. Like you short that all day. Like seriously.
I'm talking about this right here.
Yep, right there. Yep.
Looky, chocolate chip cookie.
Demand starting to curve up, -95.
And price is going down.
All right, I'm setting up my potential short here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try
pattern.
getting a 67.5.
I like this bearish pattern.
Yeah, I think I'm doing the
I
same.
think we're going to get a rejection here at 67.3, right where we're at. This is the same area that we lost here. We reversed there. We support there. Especially such a strong move in such a short period of time. My guess would be we're going to find a rejection here. Now, not to say that it won't get up to 65, but I think prior to that move, we're gonna come back down.
Yeah. I might just do the same exact play we did last night that we all made money with. It was the same exact pattern. And I put a 1 in the chat if you remember this exact pattern last night on the long stream. It was the descending triangle, and I was like still kind of being iffy, waiting. And what we did is we let it break down. It actually broke down, and then we played the bearish retest, and that was the perfect entry. And it kept going down.
This is on the 15-minute?
That's on a 15-minute. Yeah, I might
like
play
that.
a bearish retest there because that'll kind of, filter out the potential like fake bounce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this could fake bounce up, but let it break down and then just get in on that bearish retest. That's the
Do you
exact
remember where on
pattern.
this chart you entered? So
Yeah, let's find that. Let's find that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's see. Actually, it's still that it? It's right there.
There it
It's still on the chart. It's still on the chart. Yeah, we're playing the same exact pattern right there, right? And you see it try to break out of it a few times. And
So where did you have your stop? Because it looks like you entered and it went against you for a few candles, yeah?
yeah, it did
If
go
you
against me a little bit.
entered
Yeah. We entered right around here. Yeah.
Oh, you entered on a second retest.
Yeah. So it dumped.
Because first retest is right there, right? Right? You see that big V-shaped recovery there? So your
Yeah.
first retest would be right. No, right. Left.
Sorry,
a little bit right.
yeah. So dump right here. That's the first retest right there.
Right.
So because this candle went down and up, like it's hard to see on this time frame. You really got to go to a small time frame to see the actual, the retest. But yeah, it dumped, came back up. There's a retest. It actually went down again and came back up. So second right there, right?
Yeah.
Back in the pattern, dump back in, and then finally there. We got in somewhere right here. It's hard to see, honestly.
Okay.
I should have took a screenshot. It's hard to see exactly, but long story short, we saw, I'll clean up this pattern a little bit so it looks a little bit cleaner, so you can see that it's the exact same pattern, but it was a descending triangle, right? Lower highs, and we also had equal lows there, and we were waiting for it to just dump, let it dump, and then come back up. There we go. Made it a lot cleaner there for you. We let it dump, and then it came back up, and that's when we got in. And let me see. Maybe you are right. Maybe it was right here. It dumped, came back up, got in, dumped. Yeah, dumped. I don't know, man. But we got in on the bearish retest. And you see the bearish retest right there.
Those are a lot higher probability than what I
Yeah.
did with Zcash and trying to front run, right? So I like that idea. I'm probably going to do the same, to be honest. I mean, I had it mapped out already on mine
Yeah.
as well. This is the 1 minute.
It's just the most certain way, right? You just kind of...
Or if you want to be a little more risky, you front run the rejection on at the top end here. You have confluence with your 100. Your cloud is right there, the top end of your cloud, which you can see it's already gotten rejected once. Look at that, almost to a T. Your cloud was acting as a level of resistance there.
Nice.
You have major confluence, top end of the range, 100 MA. Your 200 is like right there. So really, like anywhere in this area here, if you get in on a short, just have your stop loss above here. That's what I would say. Have your stop loss above this high here. If you want to really, really play it safe, have your stop loss above this high here. That'll cover like 1, 2, 3, 4 highs. Higher probability trade, but I don't know. Maybe we just don't get this entry up here. Maybe we do what JP says. We get a little bit of a of a worse entry, but a potential higher probability
Yeah.
versus higher R&R.
Yeah.
Because if you enter here, your stop is 67.8. And I mean,
Yeah.
you drag that TP down to 60, 65, 64. I mean, we're talking about, let's take a peek what this looks like. Let's go 60, let's go 65 even, because we were between 64 and 65, yeah? So that's a 6-to-1 trade setup. If you get in at the top of the range, if you get in on a bearish retest, you're looking at a 2.72-to-1 trade setup. Higher probability potentially, though,
Yeah.
on a lower risk, but your R&R is not as great as if you were to try to front run a rejection at the top of the range. So,
Very interesting.
gentlemen, how you guys feeling? We're at 2.5 hours on the stream here.
I'm going to do a shout out, Bitunix.
You're gonna do what?
Tell them to sign up.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, JP.
I got you. Yeah. Bitunix is the exchange
By the
of
way,
choice.
Real quick, we're like 15
Yeah.
mil away from hitting the 100 million bracket.
50
I was
mil.
looking at the numbers here. Let me pull it up right now because I put some trades in. I know JP, you've been trading.
Yep.
Volume, we're looking at from May 6th when the competition started to now. Our volume total is 82.37 million. So we're right a little less than 18 million to hit that 100 million bracket, which moves us up to, I think, 10K in let's take a look here.
It says 7.5, but for the 100 million or the 50?
100 million should be 10K.
This must be old. I see. Okay, 5,000 plus 5,000. So that is 10.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I got the graphic right here if you want to show it.
I got one right here too. Yeah.
You got
There
it?
go. Yeah.
Okay,
You're
yeah.
good.
The Bitunix Sin City Crypto, $15,000 prize pool, volume, and ROI competition. Yes, yes, yes. Up to 15,000 potentially. I think we're in a second to last bracket right now. Almost there, right? We're almost there for the.
We're a little less than 18 million.
All right, I need to. So
And
I need
we have 3 days.
So I got to go really hard tonight.
Don't worry. I'm gonna. I put in. I think that 3 Bitcoin trade is like almost $1 million there. So we should hit it, man. We will. We just need a couple of good trades from me, a couple of good trades from JP. Maybe Rob gets in there. We have a couple people in the chat, and we're at 100 million there. And 150 is not out of the question. If we get another whale in here to start putting in some big trades. And if that happens, then that prize pool will be more than 15K because we're putting in some extra money from our end as well.
So you're
So
saying
bring
I
extra-
should full port my paycheck?
What?
I should full port my paycheck.
Yes.
Good, yeah.
That'll definitely help, man. Please. Let's all full port tonight. Well, once again, I don't think
You
I
go
finished
first.
explaining here, though. Hold on. I will. I got you. But just show this graphic one more time. I just want to be clear. There is the trading competition and then the ROI competition, okay? 10 winners each. 70% of the prize pool goes to the volume competition, 30% to the ROI. So either you're putting in volume or ROI. Even though it's kind of last minute in the competition, God King was pointing out, maybe just do one big trade where you make 600%. Maybe you win by a fluke.
You can.
But either way, it's a great exchange, man. We love Bitunix. Very easy, a great interface, good customer service, good liquidity. If you need a crypto exchange, I will give you that link in the chat. That's right. We got the Nightbot put in the chat, the link out there, and it's also in the description of the video. Okay.
And just help us out. Like, keep our lights on here, man.
Yeah.
Like, help us out. Sign up. Play around with it. If you don't like it, cool. We
Play around there. If you don't like it, spit it out.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, just
up.
try it out. Help out your boys.
So, what are we doing here? Are we keep going
Yeah.
here, or we're gonna?
I think we should just cut it.
Yeah.
We're doing
You do go
pretty
live in what, 2-3 hours?
In a few hours, yeah, I'll be live at 3 p.m. Pacific
The
time.
thing I love about your afternoon streams is I don't know, is it going to be 2 hours? Is it going to be 15 hours?
I hope it's 2 hours today, man. I got to do other things, man. I have a girlfriend and life and, a dog and, food to eat and bathrooms to use.
Food to eat.
Yeah, you're on there
Hey,
yesterday.
man, there's nothing wrong with leaving people wanting more, bro.
You're on there yesterday. You're like, I need to use the bathroom. I'm like, just get up and go.
Yeah,
Get it like a be right back screen or something.
or just get one of those colostomy bags.
We were on a roll. Oh, my God.
He's got a bucket under his desk.
Hey, man, if we get enough signups, we can build a portable potty into your seat.
I love that. I love that.
And then that way you don't ever have to leave the trade station.
But now I guess I could do the adult diapers can work.
Yeah, anything, right? Got to keep the lights on. Guys, we appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We go live Monday through Friday for the morning show, usually at 10 a.m. Pacific time. You saw it today. We went 30 minutes early. If the market is running up or down, let's just say falling, if there's a lot of volatility and there's opportunities to make money, we will go live sooner and we will stay live longer, because at the end of the day, we're here to make money. And volatility is where we find our opportunities to make money. And then Monday through Sunday, every single day, JP does go live at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is a solo stream. I try to hop in there, have some fun, put in some trades. We chat with the community. And so we appreciate all your support. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And that's all I got. Anything else?
No, that's it. I'll see you guys in just a few hours, okay? Don't full port.
Looking at a
Unless you know you're right.
Looking at a last minute short on a hyperliquid on the 1 hour. Got a head and shoulders at a support line here
Nice,
at
nice.
the neckline. It could just draw down. Just letting you know, leaving you with a little nugget of gold before we leave. All right, there it is.
A little nugget of hype here. I would wait for a retest on that because.
Shut up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you guys very much. And you will see this man in 3 hours. You'll see all of us here tomorrow morning. Until then, peace.